supposed to be majorly done on LN Studio. So today's session is foundation for that. It is not too much of theoretical. We will actually see what LN Studio is, how to configure it, how to work around it, what are different areas of LN Studio. So without any further delay, let's start with day 2. Okay. If you don't understand anything, just like yesterday, you don't have to wait till the end. You can start your answer, you mean ask your questions anytime within the session. Okay, so like I mentioned, the agenda for today will revolve majorly around LN Studio. So we'll first see, we will also see how to download and install LN Studio, which I think some of you must have already done because I got some queries yesterday during installation. The other part would be introduction, that why do we need LN Studio? And it is based on what platform? So LN Studio actually is based on Eclipse, and the functionality of LN Studio, and how do we connect LN Studio to our development servers? How do we configure it? I'll also walk you through the demo of configuring LN Studio. And this is an important information. This may not be used regularly, but you should know what is happening. So LN Studio VRC structure we will see. And another important part is we will kickstart with component development, a little bit of component development on LN Studio today. And tomorrow onwards, I will create, as I mentioned, a dedicated exercise for the 3 resources. But first of all, to begin with actually component building in LN, we had a session yesterday where we had a brief discussion about component building. Just 1 minute. Huh? Sorry. So coming back to, coming back to my explanation. Like yesterday, we have already seen some of the component which are already involved in building LN applications. But today I just want to revise that one more time. So what are basic components? One will be domain. Domain is nothing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
พี่จัน sorry น้องplease record ให้หน่อยสิพี่กด record ไม่ได้อะทำไมมันไม่รู้อะ
อ๋อน้องตีเล็กคอร์ดแล้วค่ะ
อ๋อ record อยู่ใช่ไหมโอเค sorry คุณพี่จัน you can start.
Okay, no problem. So one important, the basic very important component is domain. Like I told you, domain is nothing but the data type. Like if suppose I have a date field, okay, so I need a dedicated data type or domain assigned to it, meaning the date only should be in the format of DDMMYY or YYMMDD, where D stands for date, M stands for month, and Y stands for year. Like I cannot have random numbers in that, right? I need to have a valid date. So data type also means domain is very important. Data type are standard data types, and domain is something that you create. Now what I will do, I will also log into the system and walk you through how can you view the data type and database in data domain in LN. So I hope you have access to LN UI, or some of you have access to LN UI.
Yeah, I think we all have. Yeah, we all have. That's it.
Sure, thanks for confirmation. So this is how LN UI looks. Here, this is a tab where you see frequently used or recently used sessions, okay? So yesterday we were playing around addresses. We were looking at package VRC. So all of this will come under your frequently used tabs. There are settings where you can also add favorite tab. but all of that information I think is okay if I don't share right now. But you can have a different customization here, which will be taken care by some other team maybe. Now under frequently used, sorry, under my menu. So this 3 lines is nothing but my menu. And if you readily don't see ln here, like in my case, I can see ln here because it was added and I was working around it. But if you don't see, let's assume you don't see ln here, then you can click on this 9 dots. Okay. Once you click on this 9 dots, there will be several workspaces like sales manager, quality, etc. There are some bookmarks, and under application, you can see ln. So this is what you need to access if you want to connect to ln. So it is just loading for me. Yeah, so like I was explaining, this is my frequently used tabs. And if I want to access any other menu, so you can do it right from here. But if you don't know the names, you can just expand this. And this is how you understand remaining application menu and also tools menu. Just a quick question based on yesterday's training. What are application packages and what is tools package? Like based on the menu, can you tell me what part is application package and what part is tools package? Any one of you. I will repeat at the end. That is not a problem. I will answer. But just to keep this interactive, I want to know.
You mean the menu name, right?
Yeah, correct. You can tell by the menu name what are application menus and what are tool menu. What is a tool menu? Which
It's gonna
one? I
be
mean, which one? Yeah.
tools. It's gonna be tools, right?
Yeah, this is a tools menu. And what are all these?
Let me guess. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's okay. You can try. You can just try. Not a problem. You can try.
The last one, I think the last
It's
one option, right?
That's okay. You ignore the last two. Last two you can ignore.
Yeah.
I see some. Do you have question? Because I have some disturbance. I don't know if it's you're on unmute. Okay. Yeah, I'm
I think it's
resuming.
okay.
Yeah, no problem. I'm resuming back the discussion or my question. Ignore Thai localization and options. You can ignore it. But I want to know what are these menu called? When you see these applications, what do you call them?
I call it menu.
Okay. No, I wanted to know based on yesterday's discussion, but yeah, it's okay. So if you see, these are your key processes. Sales is a key process. Project, planning, manufacturing, procurement. These are your key processes, correct? The key functionality to run a business. Then we also have finance. So anything above tools that you see is your application package that we were discussing yesterday. Anything above your tools is application package. Tools is nothing but TP package. Like I was telling you, double T or TL is your tools package. And anything above that. Now, if suppose I expand finance and if I go to any of the sessions, if you see, I will be able to see TF as my session package, correct? At the below, if you see TF is my session package. So TF mean finance, then TP means your project, TD means distribution, which means you are selling something or receiving something. So that is how these are key functionality of an application of a business maybe. But how are this session built? Like how do I know that this is the screen that the screen looks like? Then there is a transaction type. There is a field. Now, like I was telling you that my date has to be in a certain format. Where do we define all of that? All of that will come under tools here. Okay. So this is your application and the details required to build the application will come under tools. So all of your development will come under tools. Do you agree? because we are building something, right? We are building an application.
Yeah, I agree that.
Okay, yeah. So tools module is something that we majorly focus as a developer. See, all of these are functional areas. All of these are execution points. But all of this also requires some development, customization, some enhancement. So all of that can be done under tools, which is nothing but TT package. Okay. Now, coming back to my slide, which was helping you understand how an application is built, the very first aspect which is important is to define a data type, which is nothing but also domain. How can you see or find a domain if you want? I will go under tools. So again, going through the menu, open the menu, go to tools, under application development. So we are doing a development. So it is very easy to understand that we need to go to application development menu. Under application development, there are so many sub menus. Now, if you understand, can you tell me where can I find domains? It is very easy.
Domain and table.
Yeah,
Meaning,
correct.
right.
Correct. So under application development, I can go to domains and tables, and this is my domain session. So if you see the plus here means it is a sub menu which will have more details into it. Like if I expand this, it is a sub menu. So this is my main menu, then this is my sub menu. In this I have sessions, okay? So this arrow you see, it means it is a session. And it doesn't mean it is a menu, but the plus sign that you see, it means it is a menu, okay? So now under domain and table, I open domains. Now here if you see, there are different types of domain. Now domains are created package wise. Okay. So under package, there are so many domains. Now here is a type, data type, that if it is a string, if it is date type of domain, what is enumerated domain? Can anybody just have a hint? It is a type of data type, but what it does, how the field will appear. If I give my field a domain, this domain if I give, so how the field will appear? Okay, so it appears as a list. Okay, so if I suppose go to items, so we have list type. Okay, so let me switch my company because there is no data here. So let's go to 4100 company. So how can you also, this is one more feature I'll teach you. How can you switch the company? You again go back to your menu. Then you will go to the options at the end. Once you go to the options, there is a function, there is a session called change company. So simply you click this. So right now, if you see my company is 3100 and my logistics selected company, meaning what? In which company I'm running. Okay. So if I'm running my finance session, my selected company will be this one, 3200, because I'm running a finance session. But if I'm running a logistics session, my selected company will be 3100. So I'm changing this to 4100 because there is data in 4100. All logistic information will be appearing in 41 in your logistic company, and the finance company, I don't want to work anything on finance right now. So let's keep finance company as 3200. Once I change company, I will say okay. Now this is a temporary change of company. Okay. If you, so once I restart my LN, I will still go back to 3100 because that is a company which is linked to my user, which we saw yesterday. So again, under tools, under user management, general user data, and user data. So I think with time, you will know better how to go about this menu. It may look little overwhelming right now, but with time, you will understand that, okay, my user data will always come under tools. It is not a key functionality of my business. So where do you have to look? You have to look at tools menu. Now, once you are in tools, what you need to find? You need to find user management or user related information. So obviously by name, you can check that there is a menu called user management, and then just surpass through it and you will understand where to get user information. So here This is my user. Similarly, there are different users created for you also. You can check here. Once I open this user, so if you see 3100 is my default company, default logistic company. So whenever I restart the system or whenever I'm logging in again, my company will fall back to 3100. Even if I have switched the company to 4100, but that is a temporary switch. But if I change the company from here and do the CRDD, then my company will fall back to 4100. I will show you a little example here. So right now what I have done, I went into options and temporary, this is a temporary company change. Okay. So I go in change company and I make it 4100. This is a temporary company change. So after doing the temporary company change, the data that comes to my application package, meaning my item data is useful to run my business, meaning it is an application package. So item data, when I open, the data will come from 4100 company in database. So if I open this, so if you see, the company here is 4100. Okay. Now,
Okay.
yeah.
I have some question in the company code. When I create a new user, we can the default company code to the T100.
No, 1 minute. You can default the company only one, which are available. So when I go to user master, when I go under user.
Okay. In the normally, I create user from the info OS. In the info OS, sync the user into the LN, and I need to default as user create from the info OS default to the 3100. I don't sure we can set the default.
Yeah, default is set at user data level. Is that what you're asking?
Okay.
Yeah. So here, if you see, whenever, so this is a basic setup, right? My user exists, and that is how I am able to log into LN of WGC, correct? If my user was not there, I would not have been able to log in because my profile is not created. So in this profile, these are the basic things that admin sets up when they give you the credentials or when they give you account detail. These are the basic information that they do that, okay, this is the company you will be in by default and your language will be 2 and what menu could you access? The main menu. So this TCCOM all 0 is nothing but this menu. So if I collapse this, all of this information will come under this menu. This is a menu code. I will explain you how menu code is given. But if you see my menu browser, under my menu browser is yes, and my startup menu is this, TCCOM all zeros. And all of this are sub menu under TCCOM. So these are the default that we give for the first time when we initialize a user because these are mandatory step, but these can be changed. Okay. Now coming back to my explanation about company, if you know I have temporarily switched my company to 4100, that is where I can see the data of 4100. But what happens if I restart or what happens if I log in the other day? Like for example, today I finished my work and I will log in again tomorrow. So default company that is linked to my user is still 3100 because it is in user data. So when I restart, like I told you, this 4100 switch was just a temporary switch. So once I restart, my system will fall back to 3100. Let's see that. And also I'll explain you how to make your company permanent even if you restart. So can you see this? It is switched back to 3100. Where is this coming from? Can anybody tell me?
The default user data.
Yeah,
So it's,
correct.
yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So in user data under my name, I have 3100 as default. So my system will fall back to it. Now what I will do, I will change this to 4100 because I want my data is only available in 4100 and I want to access it. So for my simplicity, I will switch to 4100 We are not going to work in finance. So right now, I mean, for this training, so I don't care what company it is in finance. So I'm saving it. Can anybody tell me, will the changes be directly reflected or do I have to do something extra? We saw this yesterday.
Restart, right? Not sure.
Restart is, yeah, restart is one of the step, but before restart, what we need to do? So if you remember, I explained a data dictionary concept yesterday, right? That every change that you do is available to you directly sometimes, and sometimes you need to finalize it. Do you remember?
Pitoa.
Yeah, so you know, anything that you change in user data or you create a new user, you will have to finalize it because my data dictionary, my database has to be updated accordingly. So for that, you do convert to runtime. So this is an option, convert to runtime. What this does, these will finalize the change in a database. So when next time you reopen the system, it will open based on the changes you have saved your data to. So this is required only for certain functionalities in tools. Okay, the data conversion or finalization is only required for tools package. You don't need finalization. So if you're running anything or changing anything here in your application, in your key process, you don't require to do convert to runtime. So convert to runtime meaning to freeze the settings in database. So now to freeze the settings into database is only applicable to tools package. So here if you see my session, the user data session is a double T session. So it is a tools package session. The indicator to understand if my application, or sorry, if my session is a tools session or any other session is, if it is double T, then it is tools. If it is TL, L for lion, that is also tools. Anything apart from double T and TL is normal application, meaning useful for your business to run. So now what I do convert because my settings where I want the default company to be 4100 should be saved to the database settings so that next time when I establish the connection with LN to WGC for my login, it will always open in 4100 company. Okay. So how to finalize it? There is an option here, convert. You can also access this option from actions menu. So also these two, actions and references. Let me maximize a little bit. This reference and actions are again important buttons. These are default button created by standard. Okay. So under action, like the name itself suggests, action means what? If we want to perform some activity, that means action. Reference means what? If we want to refer some other data, simple reference of some other data is nothing but reference. So I want to perform the finalization, meaning it will come under actions. So I go to actions and there is also this first button, which is convert changes to runtime. There is also a shortcut created here. Okay. So anything, both of them will work the same way because it is the same thing. So once I say convert changes to DD, I say convert. It is ready, meaning my changes are finalized. Now, in order to reflect the changes, I will have to restart the system. I go to options and say restart. Now let's see what company do I get default login to. Can you tell me what company am I logged into now?
4100.
How do you understand that? Can you see 41000 on screen?
Yeah, on the below other screen.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. So this is where you understand what is your default company. Where is this coming from?
The user data default that we set.
Yes. Yes.
Convert and
Correct.
final, right? Yeah.
You convert and you finalize the changes and then you restart, relog in. Okay. So this is a simple demo that I gave you for company things. Similarly, there are various parameters that you can change. Meaning you can change your language also. My default language is English, but you can change it to the language you want. After changing the language, after saving it, you have to do conversion. Only then your settings are saved. Okay. So any changes you do here should be saved and finalized, meaning conversion is required. Now let's get back to our topic where we were trying to understand how to track domain. So you go to menu. Yeah, yeah.
คุณพี่แจ้ง
one question do we need to do convert to runtime one by one user account if you would like to change the company or set the default?
See, I am a normal user. So basically there are types of users. So if I go to user data, if you see there are types of users, normal user, and there is also a super user. Correct? So normal user doesn't have authorization to do conversion for somebody else. Like if suppose I open the details of Mr. Deepak. So if I open this, even if I do the changes and save it, I think I will not be able to convert it. That is my opinion. And to answer your question, I don't know. I think it allows us to select multiple and say convert. You can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Actually, we generally don't do this setting and we only do it for our login. So I didn't know that we can select multiple and do. But yeah, of course, when I show it to you, it allows me to do multiple. Okay. But I don't
Because
know.
yeah, because I understand from Kunto, because normally this screen we not allow the normal
Yeah, you
user
are
to
not
log in
allowed.
there, right?
I think
And
when you
we
are allowed, yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, just like any chain that user need, it's just like send the ticket to IT team and
Okay.
adjust by IT team, something like that. So
Okay.
yeah,
So I think please follow the instructions and protocols given to you. This I'm explaining only because I wanted to change the company, but I will request you to follow the protocols for your organization. So use the ticketing system to make any changes here. Okay. Now let's go back to information that we were discussing originally, that the building blocks. Okay. If I have to build an application, the primary building block is my domain. Now, how domain is nothing but tools.
Sorry,
Yeah,
one
anybody?
question.
Yes.
Why LN have the two company set up for each user?
Your voice is not very clear to me.
ไม่
Can
ค่อยได้
you
ยินเลย
repeat?
พี่ไม่ค่อยได้ยินเลยพี่ตัว
ได้ยินไหมครับ
เสียงไกลมากพี่ตัว
เสียง
ฮัลโหลได้
เสี
ยิ
ย
น
ง
ไหมครับ
สัญญาณโอเคดีขึ้นแล้ว
โอเคงั้นพี่ขอแปลภาษาไทยให้นะเดี๋ยวฝากว่าแปลให้หน่อยพี่สงสัยว่าทำไมใน LN มันถึงให้เราเซตอัพทั้ง3คอมพานีอ่ะจริงๆมันควรเซตอัพแค่1คอมพานีไหมมันแยกเป็นไฟแนนซ์เป็นโลจิสติกอ่ะพี่สงสัยแหละฝากว่าลองแปลให้หน่อยได้ไหม
Okay. Vijay. Okay. The question from Kun Sakon, he asked about can you go back to LN screen?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thanks. He have a question on the company. Why LN set up like we have 3 type of company, right? Logistic company, finance company. Why we need to have like 3 type of company? Can we like just only one company, or it have any reason that we need to separate in 3? Yeah.
Okay, if I go to companies, so now you mean to say that there are only 3 companies, which is logistic and finance at your end. Then why do we need all of this is what you're asking?
No. Why
What is your
is you see we have the selected company, selected logistic company, selected finance company, right? We have 3 type of company. So he confused why we need to have 3 type of company. Yeah.
So basically, like I told you, see your logistic data that you perform your transactions, you create a purchase order, that is a logistic data. Sales is also logistic. Logistic meaning helping to run your business. But and that is associated to one company because your finance company will only have financial data, and that is generally mapped through entity and department. Also, I will not be the right person to explain you this because somebody who is a functional can help you better that why a financial company is different than logistic company. But in my understanding, all the financial transactions generally for a business can happen in one company. Now let's assume if there is a company A, okay, and it is doing business at two locations. Okay, let's assume it is doing business at location XYZ, and the business is also happening at location PQR. Okay, and these locations are just the transaction location, meaning the sales is happening from that location. There is only sales office there, or probably there is only purchase office available there at location ABC and PQR. But at the end, all the financial integration will happen at the common company. That is where we have a different finance company. That is my understanding. But of course, this will be better answered by a functional. I am a technical person.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. The example that you share
Yeah.
to us, I think is that the case. That's why we have three.
Yes.
พี่ตัวโอเคไหมครับ
Okay. I will be now going ahead and again resuming my discussion towards the data type, the very first important building block. Under tools, I can, like I told you, I'm doing a development, so I go to development menu, and under development, I can find domains is nothing but a data type under domains and tables. And this is where you will be able to see the different data types. Data types are created by package. So they come under packages. In our development or in LNCE, any new data type that we create are always supposed to be created under TX. We are not allowed to modify standard domain packages. I mean, if suppose I go back, this is TS. TS stands for your servicing related functionality in your business, meaning service quotations, service contracts, your field enablement, or any such things. Okay, your activities, your material labor, all of that. That comes under service. So under service, there are these many domains that are available. But when we develop anything, when we customize anything, when we create a new report and a new report requires a domain, it is never created under TS. Even if suppose I am modifying a report, let's assume sales quotation. Okay. Even if the report belongs to service, the new domain that I create will always be in TX. So this is a thumb rule for any component in LN development. All the new component will always be created only under TX and no other package. We will only modify TX. It's a simple thumb rule. Okay. Another important thing with respect to domain is if let's assume I want to create a field. Okay. I'm creating a table where I'm maintaining employee information. Okay. Let's assume that I want to create a new table and I keep my employee records in the table. So what I will need different fields like employee code, employee name, the phone number of employee, any other contact information, email address, mailing address. So all of these are employee specific information, or probably I can also track the timing that the employee work, that what are the default timings that it works on. So all of this information I will save in a table. The table will be nothing but a new table I create, which is employee. Now here, if I want to save employee name, okay, so employee name will have a data type, meaning it is a string meaning free flowing text of say length 25, that my employee name can have length 25 or less than that, but not more than that, because maximum length is 25. In this case, it is not always required for you to create a new domain. Okay. Try to see if there is any existing domain which matches your requirement, like domain of string 20. So let's see if So this is what we use generally, so I know. So in TC under MCS, string. So if you see TC is a package under MCS. MCS is nothing but my subgroup, my module. And string meaning I'm just telling them that it is a string domain. So here if you see there are different types of string domain length. One is one, then so this is generally can be used for maybe to maintain only one character if you want to maintain. Then string of length 10. So here if you see there are different strings domain already available. So just to give you, so in my case, I will use this domain. I will use this one, the one which is highlighted, because my requirement is to have a name of an employee which is of length 25. Okay. So it is not required of me to create a new domain. I can always come back and see if there is any existing domain available. We can reuse the domain. So even if we don't create a new domain in TC or any standard package, but we are allowed to reuse the standard domains in our functionality, in our development. That is another important rule. So what do we learn from domains is just a key pointer to revise. It is very simple to understand. Domain is nothing but the properties which are connected to your field when you save a data. Like date, if it is a date field, if I am creating an order and if I want to give order date on my table. So what will I do? I will link a date field to it. I cannot link TCMCA string 25, right, to a date field. It has to be a date format. So I will select a domain which is of date. If it is not already available, I will create a new one. The new domains are only supposed to be created in TX. Now, one very important question I have, okay. If I create a domain, is the domain directly available to use or do I have to finalize it? We saw this yesterday in brief.
We need to finalize.
Yes, you are right. So any data model changes. So there are three important data model you need to keep in mind. I will just, write it so that we follow better. There are three important types of data model. Data model meaning what? Which impacts data. What are the things that impact data? My domain. Because if my date field has a string domain, it is going to impact my data, right? So one is domain. Another is CDF. CDF we add to standard tables. This we will learn in detail in future. Okay. And another very important data model is table, because that is where we save the information. So any changes that you make in table, like you create a new table, you modify the TX table, or probably you create a new domain, or you modify any existing TX domain, or you create a new CDF to a standard table, or you modify, meaning all of this is going to impact your data. All of this will require convert to runtime, which is nothing but finalization in your database. It is again one more important thumb rule to keep in mind. Okay. Now going back to my explanation, domains are only created in TX. Simple. Similarly, all the components that we develop in the sense we create newly. When I try to create a new report, when I try to create a new screen, when I try to create a new domain, table, messages, questions, all of that will only and only be created under TX, like I previously told you. Okay. So this was about domain. Let's go back to our slide and see next very important. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, please go back to the screen.
Sure, sure. Yeah.
Let me confirm my understanding that the first three digits of the domain, what does it mean? We'll go back to the domain.
Okay. Hmm.
In the domain, for example, BTH, what does it mean or what does it stand for?
This is BTH is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so what happens is, let me go back and show you a realistic case.
Okay, it's a bucket, right?
It's a module. It's a sub package.
Module.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a sub package. So what happens
Okay.
generally, we have a practice. I mean, when you name a domain, when you create a domain, it is a practice. The domain name will be how that you give a package, and then of course you give the functionality or the sub process you are working for. So that is a standard practice to name a domain, but there is no hard rule. Like it is not a hard restriction to use module as the first three characters and then the domain name. You can straight up use any other field that you think is relevant. Okay. It is
Okay.
not necessary to use. It's just
Okay.
a naming convention.
I noticed some domain have not the module reading.
Yeah,
Is
correct.
that
Because those maybe those were defined because before the domain standards were in place. So people, I mean, whoever was creating it used to create randomly. And also see how it happens. There are different developers, correct? And different developers have different way of developing a component. All the developing methods are correct, but they are just different from one another. But just to keep the system in sync and just to keep just to have a better understanding, like if you create a domain and if your colleagues want to use it, so it will be easy for them if you have a standard defined, like okay, first three character will always be your sub process, which is your module. Like
Okay.
if I'm working, if I want to create a new field or new CDF into item master, and that CDF is going to be my, and I want a new domain for that. Let's assume I want to create a new domain. So the general practice will be that you create a new domain first of all in TX package. Second standard practice will be, I know it is used for item, so I will give IBD. IBD is my module for item. So IBD I will give so as to understand it was created for this functionality. That's it. But there is no hard rule.
Let me confirm my understanding of the quick questions. Once we need to create a new domain, which we should not create without the module reading, right?
Yeah,
The standard package
that is a practice.
should define the module first, then follow the domain name, right?
Yes, yes, that's a
Okay.
practice, but no hard restrictions on that.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Moving ahead with important another data model, which is tables. Now, tables means what? You want to create certain fields and the data will be stored in those tables during the data entry. Meaning, if suppose I go to address master, now this address master has a table in which there is this data saved. And the data is fetched from the database from that table. There are different tables. Okay. So address master has a different table. Then your item can have a different table. Table is nothing but a key entity where the data is saved. Okay. Now, can you tell me how to identify table code from session? We saw
The
this
table
yesterday.
code, you go to the help and property.
Yes, correct. So we go to help and properties. This is where we understand the table code. So can you see TC is nothing but my package. IBD meaning it is a module for items and 001 is a code for table. So this is a nomenclature for creating tables. First two things are package. Then three things are your module. And then the last three things are the code. Okay. So just writing it here for better understanding. Table creation naming. Okay. TC IBD XXX. So TC is nothing but your package. IBD nothing but your module. Module also known as subprocess. And XXX is nothing but the number. This can be any number. Any number or it can be in sequence. Okay. Any number or it can be in sequence. That is how your tables are coded. So when you have to create a new table in TX, let's assume, like I told you, all the new components are created in TX. So for example, you want to create a new table in TX. What will you do? Your package will be TX by default. Your module should be the table is created for what functionality. For example, if I want to create table to have employee data, then it will be in COM. COM is nothing but common sub-process. If I want to create it for finance, then under finance, I need to understand if it is for general ledger, if it is for receivables, if it is for payables, if it is for invoicing, then accordingly PUR, ACR, ACP, like account payable, account receivable, those will be my sub-process. If it is supposed to be for sales, then it is going to be SLS and so on. Okay. And again, so, and the number XXX will be, if you're trying to create a new table, then what do you generally see is, now again, let's see where I can understand table master first. If I go to menu, again, it is a development. I go to tools. Again, in tools, it is a development. So I go to application development. And in domains also, I see one more important component, which is table. So this has same menu, domains and tables. So here I see table definition. So here you will be able to understand all the table definition. Okay. So this is your package. This is your module code, and this is your number, the sequence number that I was talking about. So if I try to find TC, IBD 001. So if you see TC IBD 001 is items. And the latest VRC, which it is available, is A0887. VRC that we saw yesterday. So similarly, if somebody asks you to create a new table for TX, which is required for, let's say, item functionality. So what you need, how will you identify the code? You know the package will be TX. You know the module will be IBD. But what should be the code? So always come here and see if there are any other tables created. And whatever table, if suppose there will be tables, let's assume created as 001, 002, 003 already created. So you can start from 004, not a problem. So always come here and check how many tables are there and then pick up sequentially. Or this sequence is on you. I mean, you can either choose this way to do it or either choose the way, any other way, or you can start a series. Like if you are developing an entire functionality, then you can select the series of 9. So start from 900, 901, 902. That way you can do. That is also fine. Just to know that all the tables are in series of 9. Okay. This was about tables. So tables can be accessed from the same process. It is a development, so it will come under tools, under application development, domains and tables, and under table. Now, like next important attribute is session. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm not sure I'm in touch with you. How do we know which table is the created by custom?
Okay.
Because we check the standard package and standard module. How do you know this table?
So,
this table is our own defined or new customizable?
So see, all the tables in TX, as far as I know, the tables created in TX will be for customization only.
And so we should do see on the extension VRC. The column of VRC can be defined.
VRC is always going to be B61A EXT only. It is always going to be for extensions, meaning for your TX package. So if you go and see, so yesterday, like I was explaining the package combination to you.
So every table in TX package is always customization.
Yes.
On new.
It is not available in standard, meaning it is not available in standard. Okay. And if you see the packages here, I think the TS packages, all of these tables are available in standard. Okay. So as a general practice, the tables that are available in TX will be customized, meaning created for your functionality. Okay. Now, I think if I see this, this I think is your tax related functionality for localization, maybe.
Okay. And what do you have the suggestion for the running number for general package? Because I see someone is starting with first.
Yeah. So exactly, if you see these series, so like I told you, you can either pick up the sequence 001, 002, or You can select a series for yourself. Like if you are developing a big functionality which requires creation of 10 new table. So either you can go in sequence or
Okay.
you can select a series for yourself, like suppose 5. So my first session will be 500, then 501, 502, like that. So you know that this 5 series was created for your functionality. Only simply to understand that, but there is no hard rule there.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Yeah. Now next important building block is session. What is session? Session means if I open this address, so the screen that I see, the form that I see, in LN we call it as session. This is a session code, and I will help you understand how this session code is defined in some time in future slides, today only. But this is a session. So any screen you see on LN, even in tools, like if I open any, suppose user management, let's go to the user data that we were looking at. So this is also a screen. So any session which displays record is a screen. Simple. And we will be using this session word a lot often. So we need to be customized with the terminology of LN. Now let's move forward. Another important building block is messages, questions, and labels. Can anybody tell me messages, questions, and label, will they require finalization or are they readily available?
Could you repeat again? Sorry.
Hello?
Please repeat your question again.
Okay. So like we know, domain, table, and CDF, which is impacting my data, will require finalization, meaning convert to runtime. Will my messages, if I create a new message, if I create a new question, if I create a new label, or if I create a new session, will it require finalization into database?
Yes. Yes.
No, the answer is incorrect. We don't require finalization because see, finalization will only be required for component which is impacting data.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Correct.
Sorry. Correct.
Session is just displaying data.
Okay.
Message is also a display thing, like a UI thing. Question and labels are also a display, so we don't need finalizing those. Okay. Now
Okay. Understood.
yeah. Now where do we check sessions, messages, and questions? Similarly, in the same way, I mean under the same parent menu tools, under application development. So here are domains and tables. Here is our messages and questions. So every new component that you create will always come under application development tool.
ได้แล้วฮะแต่ว่าเขาล็อกมันไม่จำเป็นต้องกดมันแค่
Hello? Yeah,
no
okay.
sorry you can go
Okay. Okay. So the messages and questions will come under the messages and questions menu, which is under application development. So here you can find the messages. So these are the messages. We will learn in detail how the messages are created and what are the types of messages. Like if you see it is an information message, warning message, or critical message. Now information message meaning what? If suppose you run a functionality and a process is completed. So a information message you give, right? That okay, process completed. So that will be of type information. Warning meaning what? If suppose you don't allow future dated orders, okay, to be created in your system. So you give a warning message. You allow actually, but you just want to let user know that it is a future dated. So it will be a warning type of a message where the data is allowed to be saved, but just a warning is displayed. So the type can be warning. And critical messages meaning the saving of those information or the functionality that user is doing is incorrect, meaning critical. We don't allow saving the information also. So this warning, critical, and information will come with some sign. Warning will come with a blue color sign when we see on the screen. Sorry, information will come with blue color sign, warning will come with orange, and critical will come with red. I will show it to you when we do the demo. So on the menu messages, when they are displayed, there will be a small icon before the message, a blue color icon, a orange color icon, and a red color icon. Which can tell you if it is a normal information message, warning message, or critical message. So this we will learn in detail when we develop. Another building block of LN is questions. Now, why do we need questions? Can anybody tell me that why will we need a question to be popped up on the screen?
To provide the input.
Yeah, I mean to take the confirmation from user, right?
Yes.
So for example, if I am deleting a record, so there will be a question asked that, okay, do you want to confirm, you want to really delete the record or the record will be deleted, continue. So then you say yes or no. So questions generally will come with options. Okay, that is where it is a meaning of question. Otherwise it will become just like messages. So questions always comes with option. We will see in detail how questions are created and what options are available, how to link them. Now this is one of the building block. Another building block and the most important building block also is reports. Reports meaning what? It is just consolidation of data in a certain format that we want. Okay. So now if suppose I go to address, I select let's say address 4 and print it from here. So if you see, a report is generated. It is a simple report which gives me an information of address 4 that I printed. And it is a basic example, but of course the reports are more extensive and can be designed in the way we want. Like if suppose I don't want the name here, but I want a name right beside my address. So that also we can change through personalization, which we will see in future sessions. But just to show you a gist that this is how report in LN looks like a basic, this is a basic report. The reports in LN can be customized in much more uh, way, in much more better way, the way business requires. Okay. So reports can be again accessed in LN and which are also developed. A new report can be developed under TX. So all the component here can be developed only in TX, the new components. And the modification can also of course be in TX. If a standard component is to be modified, it will be done through extensions, which we will see later. So again, one thumb rule, keep it in mind. All the standard component, yeah.
Okay, you go ahead first, and then I will ask you later.
Sure, sure, sure. So one thumb rule, you need to keep it in mind. All the standard component which requires modification, like adding CDF or writing some logic or doing some session level checks or adding a form command, all of that, the changes on standard session will only be done through extensions. Okay, extension is a feature in LNUI. Only through that we can do it. The new component, the new TX component, like all of these new TX component can be built in LN Studio that we will see. You can create a new and build all of this from scratch and also update it. But standard component cannot be created, meaning you cannot create a new domain in TS or TC, but you can extend it to a certain level that I will teach you. You had a question?
Okay, just the question. If we have the requirement that before printing the report, we need the information from the some question that we maintain the question, right? And we need the input. We need the input from the user from the questions. So this input can be get for do something in the report.
Yeah, we can do that. Also,
Okay.
you can have options to print. Like for example, if there are two details, like if suppose you want to print a detail report or a summary report. Okay. So you can have an option that when the user is printing the report, there is an option given on the screen to select out of summary or out of detail which report you want to print.
Okay.
So those options can be given.
Okay. So you will tell in another session, right? In detail,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. So see, just to tell you that we are only at the second session today. We have a long way to go. So
Yeah,
reports are extensive, and to understand reports, you need to know what is basic tools of LN. That is very important. It is foundation, and hence I am covering foundation in detail.
just from my understanding, quick understanding, what is the general practice that before printing the report, we should develop the scheme for the parameter and criteria before query the report?
I want to, can you repeat, please?
I mean that should we have the schemes for the setting up the
Yes.
parameter before query the report?
Yes, yes. You can have options to select from.
Okay.
So, yeah, if suppose, let me show you one of the finance. So we have a lot of report in finance. So I just want to show you the options that you can have. So if there has to be data. Let's see. There is no data here. Okay. Now if I select sales order, so yeah, do you see when I click the print option,
Okay.
it gives me this screen to select the options from. Do I want to print order lines into it? And some of the options are freezed, meaning you can't change them. But of course, you can customize how you want. So these are the options available for you. You can add the options here. So this is one of the example I'm giving you. But you can add the options based on your requirements.
Okay, we can develop. So in this screen we can do the personalize for the
Yeah, you
option
can.
for the.
Yes, you can personalize. So
Okay.
yeah, that also we
Then-
also have one more. We have one dedicated 8-hour session for personalization.
Okay, so we use the same concept of the screen. We
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
And uh, for the question, can we add the question object to this or no need? I am trying
Why
to
do
learn.
we need questions? No. See, it again depends upon your requirement. Like I told you, for invoicing, if you want to just print summary, or if you want to print detail invoice, which also has tax information, which also has material information, which also has additional notes. So then the option is required over there. But it depends really upon your requirement if you need an option or no. Like not every report will have an option. Not every report will have a question.
I'm trying to think about it. What the CEO we should have the question attached for the criteria before print out the report. Trying to.
I don't, questions in my opinion. So for example, okay, if you're running a process, and there are some errors, okay. So this is a custom thing that I'm talking about. It may not be available in standard as it is, but a scenario I'm giving you, okay. So if you are, for example, trying to run a process where data is getting created in purchase order, let's assume, okay, or data, the basic example I'll take. If you are trying to import some data into item master, creating a data through file or something like that, and if there is an error, okay, and I generate error report. So what happens? I will ask a question that, there are some errors. Do you want to view the report? So
Okay.
if user says yes, I will open the report. If user says no, we will go ahead. The report will not be opened. That can be one of the option I can think of right now. But in my career of few years of in several years of development of report, I have never come across a scenario where a question is asked. We definitely give options like, invoice report, summary report, detail report, or acknowledgement report, or there are different layouts of acknowledgement. So which layout do you want to print? I have seen those options, but I have never seen a question. Okay. So, but of course, based on the requirement, we can do. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Now, the last important aspect of the data building, I mean the important aspect, okay. Apart from this also, there are several other components, which I'm not touching right now because they are a little less important for us in our report designing thing. The other important is scripts. Script is what? Can anybody have a guess? Just a random guess. What could be script? It can be a program. Do
Yes,
you
it
agree?
can be programmed
Yeah. Yeah.
on
So
the
script,
LN Studio.
Yes, correct. So script are of different types, you know. I'll just again open my notepad. Where did I save? Ah, okay, yeah, this one. So scripts can be of different type. One can be your UI script. Okay. One can be your UI script. Two can be your DAL. I'll explain you what DAL is. Three can be your DLL and so on. Okay. These are the important scripts. Okay. UI script means what? If you see this session, if I open this session, the session is nothing but a UI. Okay. So can you tell me what could be UI script? UI script will be attached to a session, UI session. Do you agree?
Yes.
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 We can.
So yeah, UI script is something which is attached to your UI session always. So they will always go hand in hand. So a session will always have a UI script. Even if you code into it or don't, that is a different topic. But UI session will always have UI screen attached. It is also another thumb rule. And you can perform UI related activity like enabling a certain field, disabling a certain field. Like for example, um, if I have item code, okay, if I am into sales order and if I have an item code, let me open sales order. So these are my frequently used tabs. So here, if you see, I have just opened sales order. So I will open this again. I did not go to the menu. So if you see under sales order, this is a business partner field. Okay. If I open the sales order, one of the record. Huh. Can you see all of this is defaulted and disabled? Meaning what? Once my this I think comes from your BP or I think some profile setup. Okay. I don't know too much of functional, but these are defaulted from somewhere. Now, if you want user to not change it, you can disable it. Meaning disable meaning grayed out. It is not allowed for me to change. And if you see the difference in this field, I can change the value of this field. It is available to me to change. But these gray fields I can't change. Like order number, once it is created, it cannot be changed. Similarly, if you want to disable these fields, that can be done in UI script. Meaning session related operations can be done in UI script. Then if I want to add a new command here, all of that can be done in UI script through session. Okay. So UI script is attached to a session, meaning whatever you see on a session, the programming logic behind that will be available in UI script. Now another important scripting is DAL. DAL means what? DAL is attached to, so UI script I will write here, attached to sessions. Okay. DAL is also one of a very important scripting and that is attached to table. Now let me tell you how. For example, if you give one business example I want to actually think. Okay, so if suppose on an order I'm giving order date, okay? Based on my order date, my delivery date gets defaulted. Like let's say if I have some setting available and if I say that my order date is 1st of January and within 30 days my delivery date will be defined. So my delivery date gets defaulted, right, to 30. That programming I can do. Now to default this, it also comes from a script, right? This logic where I'm writing my order date as 1st of Jan and my delivery date as 30th of Jan, which is getting defaulted, comes from a script that can be done in DAL script. So DAL, this we will understand in much more detail. DAL is generally attached to your tables. Okay. So all the logical integrity logic, business integrity logic is generally written in DAL. Like for example, if saving of a record you want to allow or no. Or for example, this is a very good example, like if you enter an information in one table and you also want to maintain a history of it. So after saving, once that business logic is completed, you can call the DAL to save the record in some other table. So after save, before save, these are the hooks available in DAL. So just for now, like for at the moment, just keep it in mind that DAL is a scripting component which is always attached to table. UI is a scripting component attached to a session. There is also one more very famous scripting component in LN, which is DLL. DLL is nothing but library. Now, library means what? If you want to use the same function at too many places. So what happens if you want to, let's say on sales order, you want to fetch the description of an item. Once you populate the item code, you want to fetch the description of an item, which will come from item master, correct? Now, this description of an item is also required on purchase order because purchase order will also have item code. So the logic return for getting the description of purchase item can be written in a DLL because it is called from several places. So to avoid redundant data, redundant code, you can avoid too much of code writing by implementing that code in a DLL and simply calling that DLL. We will also have a simple example for a DLL in future. So all the examples all the types that I'm giving you, I will actually be showing you in a practical scenario. At least one I will show you so that you get a reference. Okay. So these are important scripts. Any questions here before I go ahead for another slide?
Just for one or two questions.
Sure.
For the DLL, what is the native of the library that we can develop? We can develop outside and we attach the DLL in the info,
Yeah.
right? What is the language, the original language to develop the DLL? Is Java, is a C#, or
no, it is LN. So LN, again, whatever components that we create in LN will be done in its own LN scripting.
Oh, okay. We don't need to create the DLL outside and attach to the LN.
Yeah, we create a new DLL and then we use it.
Okay, we should create the DLL in the LN studio or something else and we attach it, right?
Correct.
Okay, understood. The second question is okay, the LN is allowed the scripting, right? What is the governance that what is the general practice that we try to govern? I think about it in the when we scale out the system. I think we don't we should not have much scripting in first my first idea.
Correct.
If we have a lot, what is general practice that you recommend? Do you have it?
Yeah. So general practice could be, so see, there are one things which is known as coding standards, meaning you need to follow a certain type of coding standard so it is easy for somebody else to read the code if somebody else is making any changes. Another thing is that in standard LN standard, there are APIs available. Okay, meaning this again is a part of actually extension, not a part of LN Studio. So is it okay if we cover this in extension? Because it is too much of then back and forth for us. Like today we are focusing on LN Studio, but the topic that you're asking me, that if there is something which we can reuse and not write again and again, is of course we have LN APIs, which is provided by standard, which we can directly use.
So you can provide the general practice for us later from this month.
Yeah, sure, we can do. Sure.
Yes,
I will check
I would like to have the criteria to develop this scripting. We don't allow too much development for the UI scripting.
Okay, so basically I don't have any such document, but I will check with my peers if they have any such document for which is used to, and I'll share it with you, not a problem. Okay, let's go ahead now. We have seen every component in too much of detail, which is very good and easy. Yeah.
And what about the EXT? You're missing the EXT explain. You already explained the UI script, the DLL, but what is that?
No. Yeah, that is etc. etc.
etc. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, only three.
Not a problem. Yeah, that is etc. Okay.
Okay,
So it is a very common practice in India to use etc as etc. Okay, yeah.
Bijab,
So yeah.
I have some question about the UI script. If I need to validate in the some field in the screen, I need to the UI script, right?
You need to do what?
Validate some field in the screen.
Validate. Okay.
Validate.
So
For action.
yeah, you have
Okay.
two options for that. Validation can be better done in dal. So dal is a component attached to your table, correct?
Yes. Oh, yes.
What are you validating? You are validating your table fields, correct?
Okay.
So that validation are better done in dal than UI script. Now, what can you validate in UI script is if suppose you have a form field. This again is a part of future trainings, but just to answer your questions, there are two type of fields which we can have on a form. Okay, let me quickly show you one form. Not this one would not be the right. Let me open sales order. Okay. Now, if you see here, no, there are two types of fields in LN. One is the table fields on the LN screen. I'm specifically talking about LN screen. One is table fields and another is the form fields. Form fields means what? Now, if you see, I'm linking. Let me just open the personalization for you from here. Yeah. So if you see, so this is a personalization, and in personalization, which I will not explain in detail right now because it is not a topic for today. But if you see, these are the fields, okay? And when you click the field, you understand what field code it is. So if you see, TDSLS 400 is my table code, and ORNO is nothing but order number. It is a table field, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Now, similarly, you can see different fields here. Now, for sold to business partner, from TDSLS, OFBP is my business partner. There is also one more field type. Now, if I click this field, it is referred from somewhere else. If you see, it doesn't belong to the table field, current table field. Okay. This actually, I actually wanted to show you a form field, but 1 minute, wait. Okay, let me open this, the single occurrence.
มันต้องมีฟิลจริงๆ
I think I will park this question for a future slides because what I want to tell you that there are some fields which are not belonging to table, but you need them for calculation, okay? And that is just temporarily available on your form. So when you want to validate those, can be done in UI script. Now, let's assume one example I can give you is on print session. Okay. So if you see, there is this draft button and there is this option called exclude printing lines. Okay. Now, if suppose I have a scenario where if draft is selected, if I say draft as yes, then I don't want the user to select this option. Okay. I don't want user to select this option. Then what I can do, I can write a code in UI script. Like I told you, validation can be done at two places. If you're validating a table field, it is better to write the validation in DAL. That is one thing. But if you want to validate something which is not a table field, but it is a UI script, it is a UI field, then you validate it in UI script. Now, how do you understand if it is a table field or UI field? Go to personalization. Now, this is my print session. Go to personalization. So if I click this, do you see any table code here? You don't see, right? Meaning this is not a table field. Are you following me?
Okay.
So if you want to validate a field which is not a table field, You can write it in UI script, the
UI script.
validation. But if a field is a table field, then the general practice is to write the validation in DAL because it is connected to a table. Okay.
คุณปิจัน let me ask you a question. Why don't we develop the table field instead of the UI field?
Okay.
Because we can develop the CDF field, right?
Now one question to you. What is a print and processing session generally? Like what printing? So if you see this is nothing but it is printing the data. It is not
Yeah.
saving the data anywhere. It is not actually.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, it is a printing session. So why will you need a table behind it? Why do you need a CDF?
Okay, we don't
Okay.
need to record the data.
Yeah,
Right.
we don't need to record. It is temporary, and every time when you run, these are temporary
Understood.
inputs. Yeah. Okay.
An-
This we will
another
again.
question.
Hmm.
Another question. Which menu we can see the list of the UI field? We understand we can see the data field on the domain in we can go to the application development, right? But for the UI script, how do we know how many UI field in the LN? Where to see?
UI field can be dependent upon the session. Like if suppose I'm on sales order, I have so many UI fields. But if I'm on address, there are different fields. Is this your question, or you want to understand where can you see the script?
So we don't have the menu to see all the field in every
No.
all the UI field.
No, no,
We
no, no,
need to
no.
go in detail every
We
UI
have
session, right?
we have one option where if suppose there is a table linked to a session, like I told you, printing session doesn't have a table, correct? Do you agree? Because it is just used for printing.
Yes.
Correct, right? Which I just saw. But address master is what? It will require data to be saved, address information, correct?
Yeah.
So this will have a table. So if I see this is a table available. Now one option what you can do is you can check it from GT, the information that I
CSIE.
gave you yesterday. Yeah, general table information. So you can open the session from here, run program. So under options, you can go to run program and you can write TTAAD4500. So this is giving you the general table information. So here you can find your table like TCCOM 130 and say OK. Now here you will get all the fields of the table. These are all the fields available in TCCOM 130 table.
And which field
Another,
is
yeah.
UI? Okay, UI field. Sorry, you can go ahead.
Yeah, these are all the fields which are available on UI. And of course, if you want to see UI fields, then you can also check personalization. Like from here, go to settings and say personalization and personalization form. We are personalizing the form. And here you can see, yeah,
Check
all the UI
one
fields.
by one.
So we cannot check the UI field on the general table information, right? We should go to only one way to go to
See,
personalized.
this particular table, like general table information, will give you all the fields, all the information in the table. But what information is displayed here? Like if you see, there are only these many fields like address name, address code, city, state, description. Only these informations are there, right? But if you see under GTM, there are so many other information like floor information, unit information. There are some fields which are redundant, but there is address format. So if you want to see all of that, you can come under general table information. Or there is also one more way. So when I go to, so this is what, okay, I will ask you the question now. Can you tell me, this is a table, right? Table is linked to the address. Table is linked, right?
Yes.
Where can I find table definitions?
Table definition.
Where can I find the table definition?
Okay, you can go to domain table like you do just domain table.
It is available here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So under table definition also, you can search for the table. So here you have TC, your package, COM was your module, and 130, your address code. So this is a table, just open it. Here also you have different fields. If you see, these are the same fields available in GTI, which we were looking at, general table information. So this is also one place where you can understand all the fields available in a table. But if you want to understand what fields are displayed in a session, the better way is to go through personalization, because the limited fields can be displayed in a session, right? Or you can add more fields also. But of course, you will understand better with time. I think it is just day two, but with time you will get the better gist of it to navigate the different options. Okay, clear?
Just my confirm my understanding for the UI field, there is one way to go to personalization, right?
Yeah, personalization.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
Only one way. Okay, thank you.
Mhm, mhm. Now let's go to our main topic for today, which is Ellen. Just let me know also if you need a break for 5 minutes or something. You can maybe prompt me. That's okay. I'm okay to continue this for now, but whenever you need a break.
I think we break for 5 minutes, right?
Sure. Okay. So it is, yeah.
I request you to put the program code for the GTI in the chat.
Program code for what? GT. Ah,
For
okay. GTI.
GTI,
Okay, okay.
please put
Okay,
in
sure,
the
I will
chat
do.
so we can record.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure, I will do it. So
Okay.
we will meet at
In
around
5 minutes.
8. Yeah, sure, 5 minutes.
Okay,
Sure.
in 5 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
No problem. No problem. Yeah, can we start if you all are back? Just let me know.
Okay.
Yes, we can start now.
All right, okay. Now moving ahead with the future topics today. One question for you. How are new components created in LN? Can anybody just have a guess? How in the sense where? I mean, I will put my question more specific. Where can I create a new component in LN? And under which package?
We can create the new component in application development. Right?
Yeah, but what, like how, what should be my client? How do I create? Do I create it in LN Studio or do I create it directly in LN UI? And what package do I use? That is my question. For creating a new component, okay? New is a highlight here.
We should create new component under the package on the LN admin web UI.
No.
And we can
No. I think
not
No.
quite understand.
Any other try?
New component
Any?
can create in the LN Studio, right?
Yeah, you are right. And what should be the package I should be allowed to create new component in?
TX.
TX, yeah, absolutely right. So any new, again, this I've repeated time and again in the last 1.5 hours, but I'll again repeat this right now. Any new component we will always be creating in TX package and we should create under LN Studio. This is a thumb rule. Keep it in mind always. And what about the standard component? Can I create a standard component in LN for cloud? It is a simple yes and no option answer. I mean, just tell me in yes and no, can I create a standard component in LN? Or modify any standard component in LN?
I think we cannot, right?
Yeah, you cannot create a standard component in LN, meaning
Yes.
you cannot create a standard component in standard packages like TS, TC, TD, all of
Except
those are
TX.
standard. Yeah, except TX. TX is anyway a custom package which is not available in standard VRC. And can you modify standard component?
No, just add to the CDF. We can add it to the standard component, right? Only
Yeah, that is
CDF.
the answer is partially correct. We can add the CDF. That is the way we can modify the standard component. But
Yes.
also, see, there can be a necessity to program some logic behind the CDF, right? Correct?
Yes.
Do you agree? So where
Yes,
do you
agree.
program it? You program it in extensions.
In
You can
Studio, right?
extend, yeah, extend. Not LN Studio. LN Studio is only used for new TX component.
Okay.
So just, yeah, LN Studio dedicatedly will only be used for new TX component and modifying those TX component. Modifying any TX component, you can use LN Studio. But for standard component, that will be done in LN UI. I will explain that to you better in future slides. But just, it was a
Okay.
small quiz. It was a small quiz.
Okay.
So here
Let me
I'm,
confirm my
yeah,
understanding. We have two type of the component, right? For the standard component that
yeah,
should be on the LN standard web UI
yeah,
and the custom
LN UI, LN UI.
LN Studio. Okay.
And custom components on LN Studio, okay?
Yes.
Now
Okay.
here, the same thing I've written that all the new is a keyword here. All the new LN component like domain, table, session, messages, questions, label, custom report, and script. All of these are building blocks. Do you agree?
Building
All of
block is
these, domain,
yes.
table,
All these, yes.
session. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
all of
Understood.
this new component, which is a building block, can be created in LN Studio. So that is what I've written here. And these components can also be modified in LN Studio. Okay, if you want to make any changes. Now, for example, if you create a table today with 5 fields, new table, okay, that you will do it in LN Studio. And if you want to add 2 more fields to that table tomorrow, let's assume you want to add 2 more fields to that tomorrow, meaning you're modifying that table, correct? Updating that table. So creation and modification of TX component can be done in LN Studio. Whereas if we need to make changes in LN standard component, that is done via extensibility, CDF, personalization, report designer, and report personalization. Okay, so we have different ways by which different component can be personalized or can be extended of the standard component. Okay,
Okay.
so CDF can be added to a table, the logic can be written in extensions. Then personalization, like I was showing you, we can do the personalization of a session, we can do the personalization also of a report, which is nothing but report designer. Okay, now let's go ahead and see LN Studio introduction. Why do we need LN Studio? So we know the answer for that, that LN Studio is used for creation and modification of new LN component. So that is what we've written here, that all new LN component are created and modification of these new component will happen via LN Studio. That is the reason why we need LN Studio. Okay. Now how LN Studio is used? Like if you have already worked on any development in the past, or if you have seen Eclipse, Eclipse IDE. So basically, just to give you a background, LN Studio is built on Eclipse IDE. Eclipse is a platform where you can implement different code. Code in the sense you can write different logic for your software. So LN Studio is also implemented on Eclipse. But as you know, LN Studio is a different application. Eclipse is a different application. In order to make LN Studio related features compatible with Eclipse, we have plugins. Like again in detail, I will not go, but LN Enterprise will have some plugin which are attached to Eclipse, which makes it compatible to work for LN architecture. That is how it is defined. So Eclipse is a different platform. LN is a different platform. But in order to do some, in order to make Eclipse compatible of LN, there are different plugins. In simple words, not going in detail, it is this information is not needed too much, but just giving
Okay.
you an idea.
Could
Now,
be done.
how? Yeah.
Just one quick question. LN Studio can develop for the on-premise and cloud, right? Both.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Thank you.
For
Go ahead.
both. Yeah. Now, how do you connect to LN Studio? So there are different connection point. Like I told you, LN is a different server and Eclipse is a different application. When you connect them, like when I have to, like you know already that LN related application, like tools application, like we saw in yesterday's session, will be available in LN server somewhere. Correct? Do you agree to this? My database somewhere, database will be in some other server. Do you agree to this?
Yes. We talk about previous.
Yeah, in yesterday's slide, we had a word about this in yesterday's slide.
Miller something else. We can.
Yeah, LN, one is LN server, application server, and one is database server, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so now when I want to work on LN Studio, I will have to connect to the database in order to get the information that I need, or not database, but at least development server, because I need to know the component that I need to modify, correct? Do you agree with this?
Please repeat again.
Yeah, sure. So if you know all my development components, like my messages, questions, tables, labels, sessions, reports, all of this are available on development server, correct? Agree to this?
Yes, should.
Yeah, whenever I create a new component, it again has to go to the development server. Agree?
Yes.
So yeah, so I have to establish some connection between my LN Studio, which is my client, and the development server. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is what it is. How LN Studio is used. So how do we use it? We establish different connection point with the development server of LN. Okay, that connection point are important steps, and those are the steps done for the first time when you configure the LN Studio on your system and when you change the workspace. I will tell you what is a workspace in future slides, but in order to get the component from the development server for your development or updating those components back to the development server, we need to establish connection between LN Studio, which is nothing but my client, and LN development server is nothing but my server. Okay. In simple terms, we are establishing some connection with development server in simple terms. So let's see.
Kun Pichan, I have one question. I understand the concept that you explaining, but I'm thinking about the yesterday. Yesterday you explained that we similar. You tell us that you told us that it have the two layer for the development. One is for the production. One is pending for the change, but same database. We talk about on the production, right? We don't talk about on the development server. I familiar that you told us on the productions we can have the two layer for one is for the production, one is for the customize in the UI. I'm not sure.
No, I don't get this question.
Okay, you can skip my question.
Okay, maybe we can, maybe I think over the time in the slides you will understand. Maybe you can have answer to your question. Yeah.
Okay,
so yeah, how LN Studio is used is basically establishing the connection. So now we need to establish different connection point, meaning we will establish connection to development server in order to establish a safe connection with the environment where we perform the development. Like we are performing the development in WGC. So for WGC's development server, I need to get the connection to my LN Studio. That is my first step that I will do. Now here, like I explained, LN is a different application. LN Studio is a Eclipse based application. In order to Eclipse work with LN, we just integrate some plugins. It's just an information not needed. Okay. So this is again in an architecture form, not going into detail. These are the plugins which are attached to the Eclipse platform so that it works and it is compatible for LN development. Now, can you tell me what are the features of Eclipse IDE if you have worked? The features of Eclipse IDE. So it is used as an editor. Do you agree?
Yes.
Correct.
Compile.
Second thing, compiler. Very correct. I mean, if you build any code, it is used to compile the code. So it is also a compiler. Then third thing is you can debug. I mean, debug in the sense you can check your code via LN Studio. But in LNCE, like the LN Cloud version, we generally do it through LN UI. I will teach you how to debug through LN UI, which is much more easier. And there is no other setup that we need to do. So we will be always using LN UI for debugging. Configuration management is nothing but check in and check out. This again you will understand in future slides. And PMC creation. PMC creation also will be the last topic. PMC means what? It is a solution. It is a deliverable. Okay. So once if you develop a requirement and now you want to send the requirement to some other server, what do? You bundle all the component. You bundle all the changed component into that one package or one bundle, if I would say. And that bundle is nothing but the PMC. So this PMC will be coming as a last topic, but the PMC creation is also possible from LN Studio, the Eclipse IDE. So these are basic features.
Could be chance, please go back to what? What that is the LNCE? What does it mean?
LNCE is nothing but LN Cloud Edition.
Oh, Cloud Edition. Okay, understood.
Cloud Edition,
And one more question for the deployment. If we already the development or compile the code, how we can deployment the code?
PMC.
It's on the PMC,
deploy,
right?
through a PMC. So basically, if you, as a general practice, we do the development on test environment. It is tested by the one who is developing and also tested by the one who is a functional consultant or maybe who has given you the requirement. After this, it will go to training environment for UAT. Okay. So when you send it, it is sent in a form of a bundle. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Another question. What is the general practice? Do we need to debug the program or activity on the production environment, or we should debug on the test environment?
General practice is through LNUI.
LNUI. So every technical guy can debug the program on the production via LNUI, right?
Yeah.
Is that not impact? It does not impact the performance?
No. That will not impact anything. Debugging is only to understand if suppose you have an error, or if you know that your code is not flowing. So code has an algorithm, right? Like step 1, step 2, step 3. And that is an algorithm how we write the code, correct? You agree?
What does it mean? Why we debug using the same entity? What same entity? You mean the on the
Okay,
cloud
so
version
yeah,
we use
better.
the
No.
LNUI, right? But for the
Yeah,
on-premise you use LN Studio, right?
I think this part, the debugging part, you will better understand when I show it to you. What do I mean activity? What do I mean by project? It will come in future slides, just in 2-3
Okay.
minutes maybe.
Okay.
That is where you will understand better. So
Okay.
LN Studio, no, I mean, just to give you a gist, LN Studio or Eclipse based IDE is as a project and development based model. That again, I will tell you in future what means project and what means the activity. Okay. It's a project activity model.
Why we use the LN Studio and why we use the LNUI? What is different way?
LNUI, so if you see, okay, let me
Trying
go
to
back to
understand
LNUI.
because I understand that everything we can debug by the LN Studio.
We can debug by LN Studio, but we generally at INFOR, like we developers, whoever are the developer, we generally have a practice to debug through LNUI. It is much more easier.
Okay.
It is very easy. Yeah.
Yeah, understood.
Okay. Now let's go ahead and understand the workspace. So have you, just one quick question for you all. You all have, or any one of you have experience on working on Eclipse?
I think 2 or 3% have experience on
Okay.
Eclipse or another
So,
ID.
yeah, so they will agree to what I'm saying, and also with time, even the others who have not worked on Eclipse will know. So whenever we work on Eclipse, no, we need to create a folder at our local system, at our local Windows Explorer, meaning if I go here, this is a place where I have folders, correct, in my system, correct?
Yes.
Under C and all. So for Eclipse to work for LN Studio also, we need to create a folder where all the components will be copied. I can make the changes and all the local copy will be saved. And then once I actually finalize, the changes will be copied to development server. So only for that reason, we need to have a workspace on Eclipse. With time and with the demo, you will understand much better. So just an idea that basic workspace concept is present in Eclipse IDE. It is available in Eclipse already. The same is followed in LN development. So we need a workspace. Another important thing is when we start the development, we need to define a location of local system where the local copy of all the affected component will reside. So again, like I'm telling you, we are going to establish a connection with development server. Okay. Clear? When we connect LN Studio, we connect it with some connection point to development server to get some information. Now, if the component is fetched from development server, a local copy is also saved on my system with a folder name of this workspace. I will show it to you in more detail. Okay. But for now, try to understand that we need a workspace. Workspace is nothing but a folder at your local system. Now the workspace will contain the directory of your files. Another thing, the preference. Now Eclipse IDE also has a preferences. Like you can change the look and feel of Eclipse. So all your preferences will also reside in your workspace. So next time when you open Eclipse, it will read the preferences, which is saved in your local system. Again, with example, I will make you understand. Then there can be multiple workspaces. And we can switch between multiple workspaces. Like if I create 5 workspace, and if I link the one workspace with my Eclipse, I can switch it. Like I can again go back to another one or previous one. I can switch it based on my requirement. So see, this is a workspace launcher. So when you open the Eclipse, this is how it will be. I will show you the demo again in like few minutes. So here I'm giving the path. Here is the path of your local system where a folder will be created. Okay. And in this folder on your local system, all the components will be copied which you modify. So again, like we saw some time ago, the new component will be created in LN Studio, correct? Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. So all the new component will also be saved in your local copy in this folder. Again, I will explain it to you better in future slides. It's just a workspace concept which is followed from Eclipse IDE. Now, another important thing is LN Studio architecture. Anybody in the panel who is worked for Eclipse, can you tell me if Eclipse is a project activity based model?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it is, right? So the same is followed for LN Studio also. Like we will also have a project. Now by the name also, by the name you can understand, right? Project is something we work for a requirement, correct? Like a big project, a main project, which can have different requirements into it. So there will be a project created and the project will have activities. Activity meaning what? By the name of word activity, you understand that small task. Small task is nothing but activities. Okay. So
Please show the sample of the
yes,
task of
yes, yes. Just in a few minutes, maybe once we configure the LN Studio, I will show you the project and activity based model. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see the architecture. This is your client.
Vijay,
Client means what? Yeah.
Vijay,
Yeah.
Vijay, can you check the pace with them? Because I
Okay.
believe we
Okay.
are too fast. So just slow
Okay.
down a bit.
Okay. Yeah. Hello. Can you tell me if you are following me or do I have to slow down?
I think you can go better because we still understand and we can explain somebody
Okay.
our team. Yeah.
Okay. You're following, right?
Yes, we can follow you.
Ah. Okay. Great. Great. Okay. Okay.
ครับถ้า let me communicate in Thai ถ้าคนไหนที่ไม่เข้าใจตรงไหนก็เลสแล้วก็พูดภาษาไทยได้นะเดี๋ยวช่วยแปลให้โอเคคุณบิจันอยู่กันโอเคครับ
Can I continue?
yes go ahead ครับ
Okay. So here is an explanation of different connection point. So this is our Eclipse client, which is nothing but my LN Studio. I need to connect, like we know, Eclipse is a project and activity based model. So I need to first connect to the project server. So that is the very first connection point. One minute. Yeah. So Eclipse is a project and activity based model. And a very first connection that we establish will be with project server. Project server will have project and activity information. Okay. Project means what? One big requirement. And activity means breakup of a small requirement. Now, if suppose there is one big requirement which we are doing and some part of it is given to two developers, meaning two resources are doing some part of it. Then some part of it will be done by some other two developer. So a big project is divided into small activities. So that is nothing but activity. So activities will always be connected to your big project in simple words. So first we need to establish connection between project server. It is not necessary that project server will be different from your LN server. It can be same. And in the course of these few years, I have understood that project server is never separate, but there is a possibility to have a separate project server. So the first connection point, so here you will understand connection point, okay? One after the other, different connection points will keep on coming. Just have a look at these connection points. So very first and basic connection point will be to establish connection with project server. Okay. Now, second important connection point is admin connection point. What is admin connection point? It will give you connection for development server. Simple, in simple terms. So there are two connection point. One is project server connection point, which is basic, and another is admin connection point. Then third connection point is development. Now see, by admin connection point, I can only access the development server, but I cannot make any changes here through admin connection point. Any changes in a component or any modification in a component can be made only through development connection point. So I need to establish development connection point also. And the last connection point is runtime. Runtime meaning what? Whatever changes we have made in LN Studio, before ending the activity, like it is an activity based model, before actually closing the activity or finalizing the activity, what if I want to test it? Just to be sure that my code is working fine. For that, I will use the same activity in which I am, meaning my own task. Now, for example, I am going to the same example. There is a big project. A big project is divided into two teams. Like two of the developer are working in part one of the project and two of the developers are working in part two of the project. So they will create different activity because these are different tasks. If I want to test the task of requirement 1, which is my activity 1, I can do it by establishing runtime connection. The similar things happen for task 2 also. So I have to be in activity 2. You will better understand with example, but this is just the model of connection point. The very first connection point we need to establish with project server because that is where your activity will reside. Your activity will be available here. Now here if you see project server and development server are two instances that are shown. But as a general practice, as far as I have known, the development server only also has a project server. It is not a different server. But there is a possibility to have a different server, hence we have this model. So the first connection point will be project server connection point. Second connection point will be admin, which connects to your development server. Third connection point will be to use the component, which is your development connection point. And to run the component, we have runtime connection point. Is it clear? Or if you want, I can repeat.
We cannot follow you in this slide. Let me just confirm one by one. Every connection we have to need the three connection to project server, development server, and web UI server, right? We should make it.
Yes.
For the three connections.
See, LN Studio is a client. You want to connect the client to LN development server. Okay.
Yes.
This is one point. Now, LN Studio is project and activity based. So first connection will be project server, which has activities.
What is different for project server and development server? I cannot.
Project server will have activities saved. Development server will have components. I will show it to you. You will understand better. I will show it to you. Yeah. But these are connection points. Just keep it in mind. Project server is connection point. Admin is a connection point. Development connection point and runtime. Runtime is used for execution. Development connection point is used to make the development changes. Admin connection point is just to establish the connection. And project server is to establish connection with project server. Okay.
The third question for the runtime connection, we just connect to the web UI server. We don't need to config to the development server, right?
Yeah, we don't need. Yeah, correct.
Okay, and the web UI server is for the debug the session, right?
Yeah, we can do the debug also through web UI, which is LN UI.
Okay. Okay, please go ahead first.
Okay, now let's actually see all of this that I've explained you is extremely simple and now we will understand it better. Have any one of you installed LN Studio on your system? Like I got some questions yesterday.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me confirm. Let me confirm from our side. มีใครที่ลงแล้วบ้างไหมมีกี่คน LN Studio โอเคแต่ว่ายังไม่ได้ connect เนาะ Okay, we already install.
Okay. So what I want you to do now, what I will do, I will open screens from my side, which also I want you to do simultaneously with me. Are you all ready? Who all have access? Let's configure the connection point. Can we do that? Hello?
Hello, Kumbijan.
Yeah, okay. I think, yeah, I did not hear you, I think. Okay, let's start. So
Okay.
this was the LN Studio setup which was shared with you yesterday from a SharePoint.
Yes,
So
correct.
can you open the LN Studio folder, and I want you to execute this file eclipse.exe.
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
already.
Okay. So I also have a shortcut. Let me open it.
ใคร install แล้วก็ลองเปิดมันได้เลยเนาะ
You should come across something like this, the screen something like this, which I was explaining you where we maintain the workspace.
Yes.
Are you on same page? Let me know so I can proceed.
Yes, yes, the same page. We already passed
Okay.
this.
Acha, you have already configured the workspace?
This is the workspace for the local, right? Local client,
Local,
right?
yes. Local copy, yes.
Yeah.
So what you can do,
Okay.
maybe you can create a folder called
Yes.
training and maintain your information there. Okay. So
You can.
I will say launch here, which is going to open the Eclipse for me.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how your Eclipse is looking right now.
Yes.
Okay. Now just a quick walkthrough here. This is the Activity Explorer where your activities will come. And here you will be able to see component. This is the Component Explorer. And this is a problem area. If there are any problem, you can see some problems here. Now, first of all, there is no connection. Do you see any component here? You cannot see component, right?
Yes, yes. Not see.
Because the connection is not established with WGC right now. There is no connection that I've maintained, right? I have simply
Yes.
opened the LN Studio and hence you cannot see any component here. Now let's go ahead and maintain the connection point. Click on Windows with me, all of you. In Windows, we have preferences.
Okay.
This is the place where we will maintain the connection point. So go to Windows and click Preferences. Are you with me, all of you?
Yes.
Okay. So under Preferences, we are interested into this topic, INFOR LN JCA connectivity. We are interested here. Okay.
Okay.
Expand this. Can you expand this menu?
Yes.
Okay. Now, first of all, we will configure the cloud environment. Okay. What is our cloud environment? Can anybody tell me? WGC is a cloud environment where we will make the development, correct?
Yes. WCL. Yep.
Yeah, WGC cloud environment. So I need to know at what environment I want to make the changes. So that is the environment I will configure here. The first step, very first step. So what you do, click on this cloud environment and say add. So let us add the cloud environment details here. Again, important question I have. Do you have the configuration file with you? Otherwise, I can send it with you. Send it to you.
Please send it to us.
Yeah, sure. Okay, 1 minute. Give me a moment. So see, this is a configuration file which will be given by admin team. And this is a configuration file. Once we configure, we'll get all the environment details. So let me place this configuration file on SharePoint so you can access.
Can you put in the Microsoft Team chat? That is faster way.
Okay, let me try if I can do that.
And you can upload into SharePoint later.
Yeah, sure.
During our waiting, do you have the session that you how to generate the connection configuration?
You need a document?
Yes, or you can if it's not take time so long, you can guideline us how to generate this file.
Yeah, this file. So basically, I will just give you an overview, but because I don't have access to your INFOR OS. So here, no, you have option to access INFOR OS. Like once we go in LNUI, You have different options, right?
Or let me show
So-
my screen and you can guide us.
Yeah, so under INFOR OS, we have an option. Exactly the option will only, the LN admin will be able to help you with the option, exact option. So maybe when you have the session with admin team, can you ask this there?
Yes, we are our admin. We can show the screen and you can guide us.
I
can
don't
you-
know the exact, yeah, sure. It is under INFOR OS, but you can find it under INFOR OS.
Okay.
If you want,
Okay,
if
we
you
can
want, I
skip.
can, yeah, help you with the path tomorrow, maybe.
Okay, we can skip.
Okay, so this file can,
We can download ครับ
okay, let
Cannot
me put it on the SharePoint.
ดาวน์โหลดได้ดิดาวน์โหลดได้ได้เหรอ
เอาพี่ได้เหรอ
ได้
Yeah.
ตรงไหน
ไม่ใส่เมลอ่ะพี่ใส่เมลอ่ะ
ใส่เมลพอ
ได้เหรอ
พอใส่เมลพวกมันก็ให้เรา
โอเคโอเค
กด copy link ก่อนปะ copy link ก่อนปะ
ไม่ต้องกดเข้าไปเลยครับ
เพื่อมาให้ใส่เมลอ่ะ
กดล็อกเล่นเข้าไปเลยแล้วเดี๋ยวมันให้ใส่เมล
อ๋อโอเคโอเคโอเค
โอเค AWC ใช่ไหม
Okay.
ได้
เมลเราเลยครับ
This file is also uploaded on SharePoint. You can access it.
waiting for download หาพาสเวิร์ด
Can you access it from the SharePoint? Otherwise, here you cannot download.
พาสเวิร์ดเหรอแชร์ในห้องไอที
You can't download from here.
someone can download someone cannot
I can
Oh, so can you share internally?
yes
Through email?
just wait
Yeah, email or something. Yeah, that's
ไม่
also
ส่ง
fine.
นะกลุ่มเลย
ใน Microsoft Teams Chat ก็ได้
ไม่ส่งอีกทีหนึงครับ
อ่ะโอ้
อ๋อเพราะว่ามันเป็นคนละคอมพิวเตอ
ใช่
ร์
ใช่มันคนละคอมเมนต์พี่มันถามเดี๋ยวมัน
ให้ผมได้ไหม
นี่ผมส่งในแชทพี่ตัวอะไรพี่ตัวกดได้ไหมครับ
ต้องโพสต์เนี่ย
กดอะไรครับ
ยังไม่มาไม่เข้า Teams Chat โอเคมาแล้ว
ได้ปะอันนี้ได้
โอเคได้นะโอเค you can go ahead ทุกคนได้
Okay.
เนาะ
So place that copy the file. Yeah, I hope you know the path where you have maintained it, the file. So what I want you to do is select first option here, import from file. Just try to understand what we are doing. Okay, we are just setting up the configuration of our WGC environment so that we can establish the connection point with this environment. Okay, so right now the steps that we are doing is establishing the server details here so that my connection point can ping or can redirect to this connection, this particular environment. So import from file option should be selected and say browse here. Can you go to the path where you have maintained the file which I just shared? This particular file and select it. Say open from here. Let me know if you are with me till here.
โอเค
Now there is an import button. Simply say import.
ต้องกดที
ต้องกดทีไม่เห็น
เกี่ยงเกี่ยง
All the details must come here automatically through the file. Are you with me?
yes yes
Okay. And here I want you to just copy the gateway URL, copy it. That's it. We don't have to do anything right now, but just copy this gateway URL and say finish. Now what we have done, we have simply added this cloud environment.
โอเค
This is a cloud environment I want to do the development on. I have not established any connection right now, but I have just created my cloud environment details here. This is one thing you need to understand. Connection is not established right now, but the details of the environment are present. So till here, are you with me? Like, have you created, you got this record here?
yes we
Okay. Now next action that what I need to do is there will be a certificate required. So we need to import the certificate. Now what I need you to do can you click this third option, trusted SSL certificate?
yes,
Okay. In the first field, trust store location, what we are doing is we are just maintaining a path for trust store location. Okay. So just browse that and you can select the same folder. You know, you have created already a workspace folder, right? You can select the same folder and type the word key or key1, anything you can type here. Let me know once you're there at this step.
Just hold on
Okay.
a second.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, sure. We are just maintaining the key for key store for certificates.
Okay.
Okay, because it is an LN UI connection point, connection information, and hence we need a certificate for that. So are you with me till here?
Okay. So this certification should inside the workspace folder, right?
Yeah, inside a folder, inside a
Okay.
workspace folder that you've created, or any folder where you are maintaining the training documents or
Okay.
training information that we are having.
Okay.
Just say
Okay.
key here and save. So let me know if you are here after saving, if you are there with me till there.
Yes.
Okay, now just provide a password for this key store. Okay, you can give anything, any digits, any characters. So I'm providing my password. You can also provide some password. Let me know once that is done.
Okay.
Say apply. So what
Okay.
by this what we are doing? So there will be this pop-up that the specific file doesn't exist. Do you wish to create a trust store in that location? Say yes. So what we are doing, we are creating a trust store for the certificate. It is a simple step for configuration of LN server, the WGC server that we have configured. Are you with me till here? Did you say
Yes.
apply and say yes? Okay. Now what I want you to do, if you remember, you have copied the URL. You have URL copied.
Yes,
So just
yes.
paste it here
Okay.
Gateway.
Gateway.
Just hold
and
on.
say check.
Gateway. Okay. Gateway URL. We should copy from there. Okay.
Yeah, sure. You go back to cloud environment
Okay. Okay. Understood.
and say edit.
Okay. Already.
And here you will understand this gateway URL. Okay. If you copy it from there,
Yes.
come again to your trusted SSL and paste it here. Are you with me till here?
Okay.
Yes.
Now say check here. So this is going to create a certificate. Say check. So what it is doing, the certificate presented by the server are not present in the trust store. This is a trust store we are creating for certificate. Do you wish to import? So I will say yes. Are you with me till here?
Yes.
Okay. Now just give any alias name. So I'll give WGCL11. Just any alias name that you can give. I will give this name and I will say finish. Let me know if you are here till here with
Yes.
me.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Now let's see if my certificate is installed. Come here again and just say check. It should give you a message.
Okay. Trust.
The connection is trusted, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now just say apply and close. The window should disappear. Let me know if you are here with me.
Okay. Well, let me check somebody.
Yeah,
Not
sure.
yet. Our.
Sure.
Okay.
I
We
can
can it. Okay. Good.
I can help you again if you need. Let me know.
We can tell him. Just wait a second.
Sure, sure.
उनका स्क्रीन भी चेक करना विजुअल पेज में करता है
Yeah, yeah. Just let me know once we can resume, okay?
Whole minutes. There is there are 2 person.
Okay, you can, anybody who is struggling can share the screen with me. I will guide.
Yes. We can teach him. Teach them. Just wait.
ยังไม่คีย์เล็กนะ
อ้าวทำไมพาสเวิร์ดมัน
Everyone can issue. You can
Okay,
go
can
ahead.
yeah, okay. So, going back to my LN Studio screen.
Yes.
Okay, now what we have done till now, we have just added our WGC environment details into my LN Studio. I have not made any connection of LN Studio with WGC development server. I have just added the details of WGC and the certificate required. Okay. Now what we will do now actually we will go ahead and establish the connection between the LN Studio and between the WGC environment detail that we have maintained. So what I want you to do, are you following me, right?
Yes. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah. Now click on Windows again and go to Preferences. So all your connection information will be available under Windows and Preferences. So what we have done as step 1, we have added the environment and we have added the certificate required for accessing the environment. Now let's establish the connection. What I want you to do is click on INFOR LN JCA connectivity button, like the button that you see on the preference. Click on this button. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. Here, if you see, there are different connection points which I was just talking about, right? Project server, runtime repository. This test server and BDE connection are used for interfaces. I will not touch those. Now, what is the important connection point? Can anybody tell me, which we saw in previous slides?
Project server once.
Correct. Correct.
I'm
That is
not sure.
yeah,
Debug
that
or
is
runtime.
no, yeah, that is project server is the very important one, the first important connection.
Okay.
Which you can, so basically, like I told you, what is LN Studio development like? It is a project and activity based development. Do you agree?
Yes. I agree.
Yes. Project, that means I want to establish the connection with project server, like going back to my slides. Now you will understand this better. So see, Eclipse is my client and I want to connect with project server first. Okay. So this is my first connection, project server connection point, which I'm going to establish. So this happens right at the moment where I'm connecting my LN Studio with the development server, my project server, sorry, where there will be activities. So click on project server and say edit. Let me know if you're with me.
Okay.
Okay. Here, if you see, there is an activation type. There are different activation, like what authorization should be followed. So in activation, select OAuth 2.
Okay.
Let me know if you're with me.
Okay.
Yes.
Then select next. Now
Okay.
under cloud environment, the environment that we have mapped should come. Okay, this one. Where is this coming from? This is coming from the same screen we have. Let me go back one moment. It is coming from here, right? We have maintained the cloud environment, correct?
Yes.
So the same cloud environment will come here when you try to configure the project server. So select the cloud environment. No, sorry, 1 minute. I will select the OAuth method. I'll say next and select your connection, the environment that you have maintained. I will select the environment. Let me know if you are with me.
Yes.
This service endpoint URL is defaulted for you all.
Yes.
Is this okay? Then say finish. Let me know if you finish it.
Okay.
Now
Ready.
you have established the connection, but you need to check if the connection is correctly
Ping.
established or no. You say ping, correct. Somebody who prompted ping, correct. The answer is correct. Say ping here and it will ask for your credentials. Because in order to establish the connection, it will ask for your credentials. So enter the credentials provided to you. Once you provide the credentials, say sign in.
TSP server.
Yeah, TST servers connection. Do you have it?
Because someone have the authorized to TT servers.
Yeah, we need it for TST only.
Should we are waiting to create the user or can we have
Okay, you don't have no. So 1 minute, I will be requesting our admin team to do that. Can you drop your names in the chat? Whoever is actually working on LN Studio.
Okay. น้องดรอปตัวชื่อthe email right ดรอป the email right
No, you can put it in chat and I will request my admin to do it right now for you.
Yes. Put the email in the chat, right?
Yeah, the name or email IDs. Correct.
Name
Correct.
and
Email
okay.
IDs. Yeah.
ใครที่น้องพุทใส่เข้าไปเลย
เป็นชื่อหรือเป็นรหัส
เอาเป็นอีเมลไปเลยชื่ออีเมลชื่อกับอีเมลเลย
เพราะว่าเรามีแต่ TI เนี่ย
ใช่
CSIE เราไม่มีพี่ต้นน่าจะมีไงใช่ไหม TI
ใช่แต่พี่ไม่ถูกอ่ะ
ไม่ถูก
รีเซ็ตกัน
ผู้ใช้อันไหนวะ
ตอนนั้นเข้าไงวะ
เมล
อาจจะมีแล้วแต่จำไม่ได้พี่ตัว
นี่น้องมี
น้องมีแต่ TIN กับ Production อะ TST มันไม่มีพี่ตัว
เออวะเดี๋ยวนะงั้นน้องพิมพ์น้อง
พี่ตัวมั้ง
พิมพ์ในแชทเลยก็ได้เพราะว่าเขาน่าจะมีคนอยู่พี่พยายามเข้าอยู่นะพี่ก็ไม่แน่ใจเนี่ยพี่พอเปิดพี่ไม่ได้เปลี่ยนเลย
Okay, let me see if the users are there or no. I have requested my admin.
Vijal, the users are added. Just check.
Yeah, that's what. But then they should have received an email to configure the. Okay, fine. Let me check that with them. Okay, so everybody, I want your attention on screen right now. Let me know if you are with me. Hello,
Yes,
WTC
we can
team.
see your screen.
So what I'm doing is I'm trying to identify if your users are created. If your users are created, I have a next action step for you to do to help you with login information. So the first user I am just trying to find here and I can see it is available. So your user is created. Now let's see one by one for all the users here.
Okay.
So let me check for Panida K. Okay, I can see that the user is available also for you. The next one, let me quickly check if the user is there. Okay, it is there.
พี่ปอมีอยู่แล้ว
พี่ปอลองล็อกอินผ่านตัวเดี๋ยวพี่ส่งแชท
Okay, it is also there
หมายถึงว่าเข้า
for.
LN ใช่ไหมครับ
ใช่ลองอินเพจเดี๋ยวพี่ส่ง URL ให้ลองทดลองกัน
Okay.
มีคนรีเซ็ตพักก่อนเลย
Okay, I see.
อ๋อนี่เข้าได้นี่
Hello, I need your attention.
อ๋อสับ
I see that the users are created for all. Have you received an email to set up the?
น้องมัน
Hello.
กดลิงก์
from email from the info cloud right
Yeah,
Email from
correct.
info cloud.
Yeah. You should have received an email to configure the LN credentials.
ลิงก์จากไหนนะคะอันนี้ต้องกดประกอบ
okay I will check the email first
Yeah, 1 minute. Let me see what is the email subject. 1 minute.
okay เป็นเมลที่ส่งมาเมื่อวันอาทิตย์ปะน่าจะใช่มั้งอันนั้นแหละ
Okay, hello. Yeah, you should have received an email from INFOR Cloud Suite Identities. Can you find this email? I will send you this word. Can you just find it in your email box?
Okay, okay.
option name ยกมันผิดแบบอย่างแน่เลย
Let me know if you can find this email, and any one of you can share the screen with me. I will guide you to understand how you can reset the email if that link is still active. If no, I will request my admin to resend the link to you.
Could be done someone of us have the get the error when we click the ping button. The
What
error
is the
say
error? Yeah, what is the error?
that-
Can you share the screen?
Okay, งั้น pause share the screen ให้ just a moment
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
เอาไปมันก็ได้ ใช้งอไว้เถอะ just a moment okay the error is yeah when we click the ping here the ping fail connection page
Okay,
Missing
okay, I
option name.
understand. I understand. Can anybody tell me what is wrong? Can you say okay here? Go to Trusted SSL Certificate tab.
ไปทัชไปแล้วไปทัชไปแล้ว
Yeah, can you tell me what is wrong here or what is incomplete? If you see, the gateway URL is not filled here. The check URL field at the bottom.
Okay, just a moment.
Okay, so go to cloud environment, say edit, copy the gateway URL, yeah, say finish,
ผมเป็นเพื่อนคุณเพชรอะนะครับเมื่อกี้
go to trusted, paste it there, say check,
ทำไม
say
The
okay,
connection is fine.
yeah, okay, apply and close. Yeah, now go back to Windows.
Yes, I already clicked this step.
There's still a problem.
Launch.
Say next. It is OAuth 2 next. No. Have you installed the correct version of LN Studio?
Yes. น้องมูเจเกียร์ยังอ่ะใช่ไหมเขาเจลงแล้ว
ลงแล้ว
ปิงแล้วมันนิ่งเป็นจัง
ที่เรากดต่อกันตอนไหนวะเนี่ยไม่รู้คุณปิดอ่ะ
ไม่ตอนนี้มัน
ต่
เข้า
อแล้วต่อแล้วต่อ
ตอ
แล้
น
ว
แรกไม่รู้คุณปิด
แต่ว่าส้ม
แต่เอพีหมด
น่าจะสุด
เราไม่เกี่ยวคนนี้อยู่ครับไม่งั้นที
ก็
แบบ
เฟิ
นี้
ร์น
ทำ
ใช่
ไม่ต้องกดเซตติ้งตรงนี้ทีได้ไหม
ตัวไหน
ใช่ใช่
อีดิทใช่ไหม How to manage thing
มันก็คือย
อดเอาใหม่ดีกว่าไฟล์โปรแกรมนี้ตกอยู่ใน
ปิงไม่มา
ใครปิงไม่ได้มานานตอน
ของพี่วีปิงไม่เจอไหม
แปลว่าเราจะคอนฟิกไว้ผิดบางอย่างแน่เลย
yes she
Okay, I think I see a problem in maybe version of LN Studio, but let's see. Let's try this.
copy มาจากเกมเมย์เนาะ
Say apply. Say apply after entering the password, okay? If you have entered the password, say
เอามา
apply.
จากกีเวใหม่ก็ปิงครับงั้นเมื่อกี้เดี๋ยวลองเอามาจากกีเวใหม่เอามาละ
we repeat the steps and
ใช่เราต้องไปอัดสมัย
and then apply close go to again trying to repeat the step
Mm-hmm.
and ping okay same
Same, right? Okay, fine. Let's do one thing. Let's do one thing.
แต่อันนี้
I want you. Can you say okay here? Say apply and close. Can you go to preferences?
this is the same version right
No 10.8. I'm not sure this go to the
Yeah, it is the same. It is the same version. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's create a new workspace here.
okay
Say switch workspace. No, below. Switch workspace is an option.
okay
Yeah. Can you say others? Yeah. Can you
Okay,
select
if I-
any other works, say browse and create any other folder?
Let me create a new one.
Mhm. Okay. Select that folder and say launch.
มัน passing permission อาจจะไม่มีก็ได้
อาจจะไม่มี permission
permission on the C drive maybe cause a problem.
Okay. Can you expand this and go to Windows?
go to window
Windows and preferences. JCA, yeah, expand the connectivity. Go to cloud environment. Okay, it's already, say edit.
It, right?
Edit.
And import again.
Okay, you can do one thing is delete this and add again. Close
Okay.
this. Delete this. Say add. Import from file, yeah, browse it. And go to the path where you have maintained the ION API file, which I had shared. Okay. Say import. Now copy the gateway URL before finishing, if you can.
Okay, just
Yeah. Okay. Say finish now. Okay. Now go to trusted SSL. Trusted. You can do, yeah. Now go to, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Go to trusted SSL. Now say browse here. Browse. No, 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah. Let's change the trusted location. Yeah. Go back to the folder you have created. The new folder. Now put key or key 1, anything that you want to put. Now say save. Say apply. Click apply button. Say yes. Okay. Now put the detail that you paste it here. Say check. Say yes. Put alias name as WGCL12. Put something else. The name. Okay. Say finish. Say check again. Okay. Now go back to the apply and close. Yeah.
เข้าไป Windows ใหม่ Preference ใหม่ก็ตรง JCE ข้างบนรูดใหม่แล้วก็
Go to project. Mm-hmm.
แล้วก็ edit แล้วเลือก OAuth next แล้วก็ next finish ลองกด ping
Can you try ping now?
โอเค
Yeah. Okay.
น่าจะได้
Now one
You think that C
thing.
drive location may be problem?
Could be. It may not have authorization for you to create data from external sources. In the chat, can I have your attention?
the chat
ของบีเป็นแล้วเนี่ย
in the chat
Hello.
yes คุณบิจา
Okay. So do you have credentials to your LN WGC connection? Like how do you connect to LN UI? Do you have LN UI credentials?
We don't understand.
Okay. Okay, I'll repeat. Let me share my screen. Let me know if it's visible. Is it visible? Hello.
hello
Is it visible, my screen? Can you see?
yes I see
Okay. What I will do, just a moment. Just a moment. I have somebody at the door. 1 minute. Sorry for that. What I mean by that is, so when I open WGCL here, so for you also, when you access WGCL, you have to enter the details, right? The credentials, username and password. Do you have it?
Yes.
You all have it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is what you have to enter here. So on your screen, it is a requirement to enter your username and password. Can you do that? Any one of you can share your screen?
Okay, I can share you.
Yeah, because I have done that step. So yeah, I can guide you on your screen.
ได้ไป Okay, can you see my screen?
It is loading for me. I can see. Go back to your the LN Eclipse workspace below.
Okay.
Yeah. Go back to Windows.
When?
Preferences. Now, 1 minute, 1 moment here. We have established the connection, but we want to check, right, if the connection is valid or no. So say ping.
Yes.
Everybody can do this activity with us, okay? Say ping here. Did you? Yeah, ping is. You have entered your credentials. That means.
Yes, already.
Okay, so has everybody else entered the credentials?
Yes.
Okay, and were you all able to say ping?
Okay,
Was
yes.
ping successful? Was ping
Yes,
successful
yes.
for all of you?
Most of us can. Yes, you
Hello?
can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay, fine. So let me share my screen back.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the screen for me where I say ping is successful, meaning my project server connection point is established. Are you following me?
มีล็อกอินไม่ทันงั้นเดี๋ยวเราคุยก่อนนะเดี๋ยวค่อยๆต่อ Okay. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So now what is another important connection point that we have? Let's go back to the PPT because that is where we have details.
เอาของพี่เต็มนะโอ๊ย
Hello, can you mute? Yeah, okay, thanks. So first thing is we have established the project server connection point. That means I will be able to create the activity in project server. Now, what is another connection point that we need to establish? It is admin, development, and runtime. Okay, let's see this one by one. Project server connection point is very important, and that is the first connection point. That is a static connection point. It is also called a static connection point because we need to explicitly install it, I mean, configure it. But when we actually try to create an activity in a project server, now that my project server is established, the connection is established. Now I want to create an activity, correct? Like I told you, LN Studio is activity and projects based model. So project we have established, we need to create an activity. So activity creation happens dynamically, right? I can create the activity whenever I want. So the admin connection point, the next connection point, admin connection point, and development connection point. Both of these, along with runtime connection point, can be configured during creation of activity. So let's go ahead and create an activity. So is your workspace looking something like this?
Yes.
Okay. So if here, right in the second task, the second option bar that we have one small icon with tick mark which has a star above. That is a shortcut for creating an activity. So if you click that,
we don't see that shortcut.
Acha, you don't see it? Okay. So the another option can be, can you say new?
Okay, we can see now.
Acha, we can see? Okay, you all can see, right? So just click that. That is a shortcut for creating an activity. Are you able to see the screen that is visible on my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Now, project is configured. Project server is nothing but it is associated to your package combination. So one small thing I will explain before going ahead. I'm connecting to my LN UI. Just try to understand. It is very simple. So we have maintained a very first connection point, which is project server connection point. My activity will be available under project, and hence we need to give here project name. But we cannot give any project name. The project name has to be selected from the drop down. So this is a project name which has by default come. Now, how is this project name coming? That is one thing I want to explain. So if we go under application development and packages and modules, We have packages by package combination. Not this one. 1 minute. We have package VRC. Yeah, we have package combination, right? So if you see, the project name is nothing but the package combination prefixed with ext. Ext is nothing but we are extending something. So if you see, this name is exactly same to your VRC package combination name. Correct? So this is what will come here. Now,
could be chance somebody does not have the project name.
they don't have project name.
Yes, can you show?
Can you share your screen with me? Maybe then the connection is not established. Can somebody, yeah, the problem I can see. Select a drop down. There is nothing. Okay. Say cancel here. Let's review your connection points. Your connections are not done. That means go to preferences. Yeah, just say ping here if you can. Ping is succeeded, but you can't see the project server. Okay, go to 1 minute. I would need to review your connection detail. Go to your cloud environment. Just say edit. Okay. Here also I actually see some problem, but it's okay. Safe. Close this.
This is related to the law.
Go to trusted.
Trusted.
Yeah. I see some problem in configuration here as well. Do you mind configuring again? Yeah. Go to cloud environment.
Okay.
Cloud environment and delete the connection point. Let's do it again.
Okay.
Say add. Yeah. Can somebody guide them if you already know?
Import. Okay. Already imported.
I want you to select a new key store.
น้องไปไว้ที่อื่นพี่ว่าถ้าในซีนเกี่ยวพี่ไปไว้ดีเลย
ได้ดีเลยเหรอ
ดีใช่เกี่ยว
ของพี่ไว้ในซีนกันได้
เรื่องสิทธิ์
Say apply.
แต่ใหม่
มันไม่ให้อันใหม่มันไม่ให้ดิบ
Ping here.
Yes.
But I am wondering why it is not asking your authentication. Have you installed the right version of Eclipse LN Studio?
คุณ already authenticate so that's why it doesn't ask again.
Acha, your ID is not authenticated. Is that what you're saying?
น้องไปที่น้องทำไปที่แอลซื้อใหม่แล้วไปที่เสือ
ที่มันให้ขึ้นล็อกอินไงพี่
โปรเจกต์นี้มันก็ได้ไอ้โปรเจกต์ที่พี่กดเข้าโปรเจกต์ที่แหละ
Okay. I want you to 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute.
เขียนว่าสเปซใหม่
No. Let us.
I think คุณภูมิ just need to create a new workspace.
Yeah, maybe try to create a new workspace. Yes, that would help. If you're using, just cross-verify if you're using the same version of LN Studio that we all are using.
We are using the same version.
Okay, it is 581. Okay, it is same. I want you to create a new workspace. Maybe there is some problem with the workspace you have created. And let's follow the same steps.
ไปไว้ดีห้ามไดซีจริงเกี่ยวไดซีมันจะมี permission บางอย่างที่แอปเช่นมันอ่านไม่ได้แอปพลิเคชันมันไม่โชว์ไงมันมีสิทธิ์อะที่หมายว่าห้ามไปวางไว้ในโฟลเดอร์พวกนี้พี่ทำเหมือนกันนะแต่ไปสร้างไว้ในดีๆตัวอย่างลองแล้วไม่มาnew workspace เลยต้อง new workspace ใหม่เลยของเดิมอย่างหรือว่าเป็นเพราะของน้องเป็นARMเวอร์ชันเกี่ยวป่ะไม่น่าเกี่ยว ที่ว่า conflict มัน error ตอนเพราะว่าน้องๆเอาไปไว้ที่ไดซีก่อนเนี่ยต้องไปไว้ดีๆไดซีมันมีปัญหา
หรือว่าให้เขา continue ก่อนก็ได้นะ
you can continue first we can follow up later คุณวิจัน Hello คุณวิจัน are you there เหรอ
อยู่คุณวิจารณ์
แล้วทำไมเราไม่ได้ยินเขา we cannot hear you ครับคุณวิจัน
Can you hear me now?
Okay yes
Yeah,
we can
tell me.
continue we can follow up later by ourselves.
Okay, sure, not a problem. Let me know if it's still a issue for you. I'll share back my screen.
Okay
Okay.
So yeah, like I was explaining, an activity is linked to a project, and hence we need to give a project name here, which comes by default. And have you all, apart from I think someone, are all of you on same page with me till here?
yes go ahead
Okay. Now, what should be the activity name? Like, let's assume and take a same example. If you have a big requirement which is divided into two parts, then the one part will be your activity 1, another part will be your activity 2. These are small tasks. Okay, so the name you can give any logical name, okay, that you think with respect to your requirement. So how we do at Infor, when we develop things, we give ID. There is an ID to every requirement. So we generally give ID 1, 2, 3, and then the first activity of it. So what I will do, I will create ID underscore WGCL and then say underscore 1. This will be my activity name.
Okay we can set up later.
Okay. Now here I'm giving it test training 1. Okay, this is my first activity. Now in description I will say training activity 1. This is just a description. Now there can be different types of activity, right? If you are doing an enhancement, if you are bug fixing, like defect fixing or change request. So this doesn't matter actually, whatever you select, but it is just for information. It is just for information. So I will just select the first default one. Now here if you see, I am the owner of it. Okay. So the activity is created by me. But if suppose there is also one more person who is going to work with me for this activity, I can assign this activity to others. Okay. So let's assume if I want to go ahead and add or assign someone else apart from me. Let me see if I can do it. Okay, we can assign it later also. I think the drop down is not available at the moment because my connections are not established. So the first activity I'm creating with name this, and I will say finish and open. So if you see, I have created already a connection point, which is project connection. Now, at the moment of creating activity, it is giving me a pop-up like administration connection is required. So again, going back to my slides, project server is first mandatory step we need to do, the connection point. Admin connection and development connection can be done during creation of an activity along with runtime connection. This is the first time setup. Like if you create another activity, say activity 2, you don't have to establish these connection points. This is done only once for that workspace. Okay. So at the time of creating an activity, I can set up the administration connection. So I will say yes. So these details, this panel is nothing but the same panel which we saw during project server connection point. Now here in WGC scenario, the project server is same to the app development server. So what we will do, we will say share connection. And under share connection, we will select project server. So if you are doing with me, let me know if you are here with me till this point.
Okay.
Can I proceed?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm sharing the connection with project server, which I originally maintained. And this is because my development server is also on the same, the development server and project server are on the same servers. And I say finish. Now again, it has given me another pop-up. Their connection configuration is missing for runtime. So if you see here,
Yes.
admin connection, development connection, and now runtime connection. So for both development and runtime connection. So I will again say yes to this. And I will again share the same connection. Say project server. And finish.
Okay.
Now this is for runtime connection. Okay, the previous one was for development connection. I say share project server, and here I need to maintain the company. Now why do we need a company is because it is a mandatory step, mandatory company we need to give. And runtime means what? When we try to execute any particular functionality which is not, which is in LN Studio right now, which I want to test, it will, the company number will be picked up from LN UI. Okay, so this is just a mandatory company which we give 0 for setup. This is not used anywhere, and you can say finish. I will say finish and open now.
Okay.
It is processing. Okay. Now let's see my connection establishment. Is that gone successful? And what changes do you see on the screen? The first change is my activity is created. Correct? Under Activity Explorer, my activity is created. Also, one more thing that I see, I have established the connection with development server. So I can also see all the components. So these are the packages. Under packages, you can see libraries, tables, sessions, reports. But like I told you, we are only allowed to modify TX components. So these are just to view. We cannot change anything here. We are only interested in TX package. So under TX, we can see different component folders which have already come. Okay. So under reports or probably under session, we have all of this already present. If you expand, like EST is nothing but a package. Sorry, it is a module.
Okay.
Are you following?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So these components are available here, which are available at your development server. Now, if you want to make any changes here, you can simply find your component through this way. There is this one way to find a component. Another way is to select this icon, the magnifying glass. And here also you can maintain like what component you need. So if I say I only know the TX, I need TXCOM component. In TXCOM, there can be so many component. So you can click this 3 dots. It will list down all the components starting from TXCOM. So if you see this TXCOM and whatever component I need, I can simply select that and say OK. Okay. So this is a simple overview of Component Explorer and how your activity is created. So have you followed me till now? Any questions before we proceed?
Okay, we can.
Okay. Let me go back to my presentation. So this we have already seen. I think this you will follow much better now after the demo. We have already installed the LN Studio. Now for installation, this is a minimum requirement. Like it should have 2 GB of RAM. It will work on Windows 7 or later. Then if suppose you have some Java problem, which luckily I think luckily we had no problem today, but I think one of you had a Java problem yesterday. So I have forwarded this link to them to download it. I will also, this slide will be shared with you, this presentation. So here there are important links to download the Java, which is compatible for LN Studio, which works for INFOR LN. Another important link is, if you saw, I've given you the LN Studio setup here, okay? But LN Studio setup can also be found at customer portal with this KB. Okay, if you have customer portal access, INFOR customer portal, you can find LN Studio latest version even here. You can download it from there also. Now let's have a brief summary of what we have done. So LN Studio is Eclipse based IDE used for development of LN component. LN Studio follows project and activity based development, meaning any new work which is started in LN Studio must have activity to it. Like I told you, activity is stored under project server. Okay, so we have established the connection between project server. So if you see this, going back to my LN Studio, this activity will be available in project server. Okay. I will also show you different perspective in just a moment where we can access project server, how to see that. And hence project server is a very important step in connection point, which is followed by admin connection point, runtime connection point, and development connection point. So project connection point is first step. Admin, runtime, and development can be done where you create first activity, only first activity in that workspace. Only then these three connection points will be established. Then onwards, when you create a second activity, this connection will be referred. The same connection point will be referred for activity number 2. Any questions? Are you following?
Yes.
Okay, great. The summary is continuing. One more time, I'm iterating that project will have activities linked. And here we have already seen that project is nothing but your package combination prefixing the ext word. Now let's see activity properties. Okay. Activity meaning the one activity which we have created, which is a mandatory step for developing any or modifying any component. Now here there is a property where activity can be shared between developers. Now let's assume a activity or probably a particular functionality is developed between 3 different developers. So the activity can be shared between those 3 developers, meaning all the component which they have in the activity can be used by one another, and they can test also before actually releasing it. So that can be done. I'll show it to you how to share the activity.
Please.
Then what is a best practice? If suppose there are 4 requirements, so it is a best practice to create 4 activities for requirement wise. Like when we were naming the activity, we name it with the requirement ID. So the best practice is to create separate activity for separate requirements. So your activity that you create in LN Studio is also visible in LN UI. So let's see. Let's see that one sample now. So what is an activity I've created? I've created ID, WGCL, TRN1. This is my activity. The activity name has to be unique. So when you create the activity, try to give some other names. Okay. So when I select this activity, this is also available on LN UI because we need to debug, right? I will tell you why it is needed, but it is accessible. Let me just show you how. So there are 2 ways with which you can understand the activity. One is once you go to options, select debug and profile option. Here you select the application name, which is nothing but your EXTCE. This is the same application which we saw in my LN Studio. Say OK to select it and say OK. And here, when you zoom it, you will be able to see my activity. No, this is not mine. Oh yeah, this is mine. ID WGCL TRN1. ID WGCL TRN1. This is my activity. So if you see the activity that you create on LN Studio will be visible on LN UI. The activity that you create on LN UI will also be visible on LN Studio. Okay, vice versa. This is one way of finding the activity. Another way is you go to extensions. So if I go to application extensibility, go to extensions. Here under actions, we have select current activity option. So under here also you can see the activity ID WGCL TRN1. Okay. Let's proceed. So again, in an activity, a component can be modified by a single activity by a single user. What this means, if there is a component which I am using. Hello, any questions?
No. Yeah. Please go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay. So if there is any component which I am using for my log name, for my activity, you cannot use it. Okay, that is one constraint here because at a time only one resource can make the changes. Because try to logically understand, if there is a component where I am making the changes, even you are making the changes, then whose changes will be refreshed? Correct. So at a time, only one user and under one activity, you can change the component, meaning you can make any changes in the component available in your activity.
One question.
Yeah.
If you like to see what is the last change by whom and by date.
Sorry.
Can we see what the last modified date and last modified by whom? Can we see?
Yeah, it can be done in history. We can check the component. So you talk about the component, correct? Last modified
yes,
by
yes.
who? Yeah, we
Yes.
can see that. We have a history. We can maintain the history. I'll
Can,
show
can
it to
you
you.
go to yes, please show.
Yeah, when we create a component, I'll show it to you. Okay.
Okay.
Now there is a life cycle of an activity. So you create a new activity for development. You establish the connection point. Then you get the component from development server, which is this. I mean, if I go back to my LN Studio, I will get the component from my development server. Then I check out the component. So I think the life cycle you will understand better if I show it to you on screen. So let's actually do that. So what I'm doing now, this is my activity, and I will create a session, a simple session, display session, which will display items data. Okay, so if you know, we already have item master session, correct? Item master table, correct? We already have an item master table, which is this session. So what I will do, I will use the same table to create another session. Can I do that?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, correct. So what I'm trying to do, just to show you the component and how it works and what is activities life cycle, I want to show you a small demo. So what I will do, I will create a session using the same table like TCIBD001. Let's do one thing. Before that, all the component that we develop for the training will be done in training pack module. Okay, like I told you yesterday. So let's create a module where we will make all the changes that we need, a new component and etc. Can you help me understand where I can find the packages and modules in the menu?
Get in middle of the item master, right? Or from the menu, right?
No, I want to create a new package, new module. Where can I find package and module options? So you, yeah, if you want to try, yeah, please go ahead.
Development.
Yeah, correct. Application development. Under which? Under that?
Package and module.
Yeah, correct. Packages and modules. Correct. So here we have several packages, which is nothing but TC, TP, TD, TF, and one of the packages TX, in which we are interested.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to create a module, meaning all the changes that we do for our training, we will do under that module. So if you see, these are some of the modules available in TX. So what I will do, I'll create a new module here called as TRN, which is explicitly used for training. And this has no relation with your actual business. Okay, this is only used for training purpose. And hence we are creating a new package called training. And I save it. Okay, simple. This is how you create a package. We don't have to, create a module. We don't have to create module for everyone. Okay, all of us can use the same module, which is TRN. So we don't, all of us will not create new modules. We can use the same module which I have created called TRN. Now let's do one thing. Like I told you, I will be creating a session taking some of the fields of item master, and I want to show you its treatment on LN Studio. Okay. Let me know if you see LN Studio screen of mine.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I create a component on its own, or do I have to create a component in an activity? This is a question for you.
Activity.
Correct. Absolutely correct. Now here there is an option. Like you can, there are several ways by which you can create a component. You can right click the activity and create a new component, new INFOR LN component. You can select this option, or there is also a shortcut available here. Create a new software component. Either of it will work. It is same thing. So I go by shortcut. So it opens this window for me. So it is giving me an activity, like, by default, this activity has come. What if there were multiple activity? So that is where this field comes into picture, that we select under which activity I want to create a component. Now, what component do I have to create is something that we select from here. There is a list of LN component: session, report, table, domain, library, function, menu, labels, and etc. What are we doing right? Yeah, hi. Anybody has questions? Okay. So what am I interested into doing? I will be creating a session which has a table of item master. So I select session here and I say next. Now the naming convention. Can you help me name the session? If my main table, so let's do it this way. Let me just give you one small sample again. So this is my address master's name. How it is named? TC is my package. Com is my module. And 130 is my table code, okay? So table code is 130 and 5 is nothing, but it is a overview. I mean, multiple records that I can see here. So we will also see types of session in some time today, if possible, otherwise tomorrow, that what are different types of sessions. So can you help me name this particular session which has a main table as TCIBD001? So the first thing will be package. What will be the package?
Packet module.
Yeah, what will be the package, but what is the code of package? Which package do I use?
We add new okay, please go back to the
We will use go back to
TX.
LN. Okay. Yeah, correct. We will use TX. So any new component that we build in LN Studio will always have packages TX. Again, this is time and again I have repeated, and it is very important. Okay. Now another three words that you see here is what? It is module, correct?
Okay.
Yeah, it is module. What module do I use? No, I have created a new module for training. Can I not use that?
TIN.
Yeah. So let's use training module. Now what I have to give? I have to give the session code. What is my, yeah, what is my session? What is, sorry, table code? What is my table code of item? Let's go to items and see the table code here. TCIBD001.
Yes.
So 001 is my table code, right?
Yes.
So how do I name this here? So 001 and my type of the session is 5. So this type I will explain you in some time. But 001 is nothing but the table to which this session belongs. Okay. And then you simply give M000. M is nothing but maintain session. There is also one more type of session called S, which is synchronized session, which opens only through a main session. It cannot open on its own. I will show you the type of those sessions also. But this is my main session. And once I tab out, I will give the description. TRN doesn't exist in package TX. 1 minute, let me just check this. TRN is available. Maybe I have to refresh it. Just 1 minute. I'll close this and let me refresh everything. Now let me try to add a component. Okay, let me actually refresh the content of my development server here. So we have added a new module, right? So the module to reflect on my LN Studio, I have just refreshed the connection. Let me now see if I can create a component in TRN. So again, the same process. I've selected the activity and code. I say next. I will enter TX as my package, TRN as my Module TRN doesn't exist in package. 1 minute. I will restart this. Let me try. Why do we have this problem? So once I restart my application server or LN Studio, the component explorer gets refreshed automatically. Let me select this and try to create a new component. Okay. So now if you see, it did not give me an error. So probably the error was with respect to the refresh. The module that I added in LNUI was not refreshed in my development server. So once I restart my LN Studio, all the connection points get reinitialized, and that is where I can find the TRN. Now it is not giving me an error. Now resuming back our discussion, 001 is my main table and 5 is my session type, and I'm adding this detail. Now what is another error message? It is saying that component description is mandatory, meaning this description. I will give the description as item data underscore training. Okay. This script will be with database handling because it has, so there are different types of script, 3GL, a UI script with database handling, and print and processing. UI with script with database handling means what? That it has a main table associated. So we have a main table, right? TCIBD 001. So I will select the second option. My session type will be maintain, meaning I want to maintain the data, and it will show in the form of list window. These are my window type. You can explore multiple options here later when you do. But these are the two options frequently used for creating a maintain session where we can maintain the data. Then I'm creating TCIBD 001 giving as a main table and also selecting a standard command. Standard command is nothing but it is a maintain table. So similarly, we have different standard command. D is for display, M is for maintain, P is for printing. That is how you can select. U is for update. So I'm selecting the type 1 and say OK and say finish. Okay, are you following me till here and have you understood what we are doing? Because we have created very first component in LN Studio.
Okay, please go ahead first.
Okay. Now, if you see, once I create the session, this is how my session will look like. And here are different options for me to modify my session. Let's see some of it. This is my session code. This is the label, and this is the description of the label. Here is a main table, like TCIBD 001 was my main table. Then let's see another options one by one, only in brief, not explaining everything. Now this is my source. Can you tell me if UI script is, if this is a UI script or if it is a DAL?
This is a, let me see, did you guys skip not down?
Correct. Absolutely right. Because UI script is linked with your UI session. Okay. Now let's see some of the things here on this side, okay, on Explorer, how it has made, how the folders have been created. So there was one label which is created, which is nothing but item data underscore training. So when I gave the description, it automatically created a label for me. So when you see under activity in your package, we will get different component folders like this. So label is created. Then under session, under the sub process TRN, I have one session. So that is how you will see. So you remember at the start of the session, I was telling you that we also have a local copy saved somewhere in the system. Do you remember?
Yes.
For which we have given workspace option, the workspace setting. Correct?
Yes.
So let's see how the folder structure. The folder structure that you see here will be created again in my local copy. So when you try something like this, the folder structures would be created also for you. Let me quickly see my workspace.
Day 2. Let's see.
So when you want to find the path for your workspace, how can you find? Go to files, go to properties, and here will be the information about your workspace.
Okay.
So my workspace is under CWGC. So let's go there. Okay, so if you see under CWGC, there is a folder created with my item code in my local copy. So ID WGCL TRN1. This is nothing but the same activity code here. This is exactly what we discussed earlier, that whatever component we add here will be added also in my local copy in the same fashion, in the same derivation. So here is my activity. Then here is my TX package, which is nothing but this package, this TX. Then under this, we have labels and sessions. So once I expand this, I get labels and sessions. And under labels and sessions, respective component will be there. So this is what we have explained in the morning, in like some time ago today. So this is a local copy. One local copy is also created on your system. Now, before going ahead, how to identify if a component is modified or if a component is available for everybody to see. So do you see the blue highlight here? There is a little blue highlight.
Yes.
Do you see this?
Yes. Yes.
This
On what
means
screen? On your screen.
on my screen. Are you
Okay.
are you doing this with me or how it is? Because right now I want you to concentrate on my screen. For
Okay.
the
Okay. Go
activities,
ahead.
yeah, for the activities that I give it to you, we will start it from tomorrow in
Okay.
detail.
Okay. Go ahead.
But for
Go ahead.
now, I want you to pay attention on my screen. Okay.
Okay.
So in this activity, the components are taken first in activity VRC. So if you see this VRC is 0003, it is not EXT. B61O A EXT is my development VRC. Let's go back to our sessions. Okay, let's go to TX package. So can you see the component that are available are in B61O EXT?
Okay. Understood.
So these components can be accessible by anybody who is connected to this package combination. Okay. But if you see this component, this is newly created by me, which is not yet available on my development server for everybody, but it is available only for me in this VRC. If you see B61O0003. So let me find my component here. Yeah, if you see, my component is available here, which is in another VRC. This means what? That I'm still working on this. Once I check in, once I make this available to you, this will be taken back into ext VRC. Okay. Following so far? Any
Uh,
confusion? Okay, let me
on this. Okay. You can go ahead first.
yeah. So see, whenever you modify any component in activity VRC, it will in under your activity. So whenever you take any component under your activity, it will come under activity VRC. That means you are working on it. Okay. Once you complete your work and once you check in, also then it will be available in your activity VRC. We have a concept called end activity, meaning all of the changes will be saved in your development VRC. Let me show it to you with an example. Okay. Now what I will do, this is available in 0003 activity, meaning I'm working on it. Do you agree with it? This is in my activity, right? Because I'm working on it. Correct? Simple. Are you following? Okay. Now what I will do, let us check out this. Check out meaning what? I will actually do development on this, meaning I will take this component with me. So check out. As soon as you check out, there will be a black color tick mark here. So whenever there is a black color tick mark on your component, you understand that you have checked it out. It is checked out by you. Okay. Only after checkout you can make the changes in your component. Okay. So now what I will do, I will define the form. Form meaning what? How it displays, how the data is displayed. So right now, if you see, there is nothing in the form, right? It is empty. There are no fields. So let's connect the fields into it. So there are options here, different options. Like you can add field one by one, or also you can select the field from table. What is our main table? TCIBD 001, correct? So let's link the fields from that table. It is fetching the table information for me. Okay. So if you see TCIBD 001 has appeared here, and I can fetch the table fields and show it in my session. So let's see this. You pick up the table field and you place it wherever you want. So I'm placing item field in my session. So item has appeared. Initially, there was only the session code and there were no fields in it, but I have added item code. Similarly, let's add few fields. I have added the description. Let's also add creation date. I'm not taking all the fields, but some of the fields. Let's add item group. And let's add item type I have added. Okay. Also, let's add item group. Okay. I'm only adding these many fields and I save it. Okay. So my form, I've added certain fields into it. And this is how my session will be for now. And it is still checked out with me. Okay. Can any one of you try to run this session? You must get an error or because it is still available in my activity, right? I'm still working on it. I have still checked out it. Can any one of you share your screen and maybe show it to everybody when you access that session?
พี่ตัว
Okay.
ทำทันถึงสเต็ปนี้ไหมพี่ตัวI will discuss in Thai.
Sorry, you're saying this to me?
Okay, คุณบีจัน I think we can connect. I think we can continue.
Okay, fine. Sure. Okay, all right. So if you see there is a black tick mark, meaning I'm still working on it. Now what I do, I wanted only these 5 fields. So I have added the 5 fields and I understand that my work is done. So what I will do, I will check in the component. So I go to Teams and say check in. Now here it asks us to add some details. Okay, so what ID I'm working for. So I'm working for WGCL training. And what is the name, meaning who has modified the component. So I have modified and on what date. So we can enter these simple information. Okay. And when I say okay, So if you see once
I have some question. We can join field from the two table.
A session cannot be created from two tables. I mean, if you see, there is only one field to connect the session code. So one session will always be linked to one table. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you see here, I have checked in my component. So my component go back to blue, but it is still available in activity VRC because I have not ended the activity. Now let's go ahead and end the activity. So there is a feature called end activity, which is to your activity level. Under Teams, you can say end activity. Now I want you to understand what happens to the component. Okay, so let's go back and refresh this. This was a component created by me. I have checked out this component under my activity. This activity code is automatically generated. Okay, this 0003 is nothing but a sequential code which is automatically generated. And if suppose another user is creating activity, then it will be 004, then another 005. In that sequential way, standard will automatically create the activity. I have checked out the component and I have added some 5 fields into that component, my session, and I have checked in the component. Okay. Now what I will do, the component is still available in 003 VRC. It is still available in my activity VRC. So in order to make it visible to you, let me end the activity. So these are life cycle of an activity. Okay. These are important steps of an activity. I will say end activity. After saying end activity, all the changes available on my activity will be copied to ext activity. This close activity I will explain later. So there are only two components here. If you see, there is this one component, another is this component. Both of them will be ended, meaning both of them will be copied to development server, development activity. I say okay. And there is the progress here. You can also track the progress, like how many % is completed. It is 100% completed. Now, first thing, let's see what happens to this color. See, it has gone back to yellow. So yellow means what? That it is, and also see the VRC here. If you see, the initially when I have checked out, it came under my activity VRC, which was 0003. I made the changes and now I check in. After checking in, I end the activity. Ending the activity is going to copy my changes to ext VRC. These are simple things which you will understand with time. And color codification. The yellow will be for the component which are not in your activity. You are not checked out that. That means yellow. Once you take the component in your activity, it will become blue. And once you start making any changes, there will be a black color tick mark here. Now let's go back to LNUI and refresh this. Did you see it has come back to ext? Hello?
Okay, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Now I can run this from my normal method in my exe. Even you all can run this session because it is now available at ext level. So I start this and I can see I have added simple fields. Now, first thing is the session code txtrn0501. So this is how we have given the session code, right? And we have only added the 5 fields: item, description, creation date, item type, and group. That's it. That are all the fields we have taken, correct? Any questions here?
If you like to share the activity to other person.
Yeah, we can do that. Okay. So let's see how to add different people in the activity. I'll go to Windows. Okay. So when you go to, you have to open a project server perspective. Okay. The putting the name of an activity to other user is available at project server level. So you go to Windows, say perspective. open perspective and say project server. So it opens this project server explorer for you. Another explorer is opened. Here initially there was activity explorer, which we can go back to. But right now I have opened project server explorer because I want to assign my activity to some other user. I go to activities and I select my activity, which is open. Okay. So if you see ID, WGCL, TRN1 is open. So I can select this. I can click right and say properties. Okay. These are the same property which have appeared during creation of an activity. Now here I can add assignee.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But here it will take maybe some time to fetch the user information. And also we can change the owner, okay? The owner of the activity can be anybody.
You can share to me that I can share the screen for you.
I just want to see that why I cannot change the assignee here. 1 minute.
You just could add and just type the name, I think, right?
Yeah, but then it is not giving me a text field to type a name, right? 1 minute, I'll quickly
Okay,
check.
at first.
มันจะนี่นะ
I say add.
แล้วก็พิมพ์
Okay, now it has come. It has come.
SA4L can you type
But it's still not taking.
เป็นชื่อใน LN ได้บ้างไม่รู้
I think the appearance maybe color
No, this should work. It is a simple thing. 1 minute. Maybe it's taking some time. Let's try one more time.
Okay, you just put add and type the name immediately. Add and type the name immediately.
Type the name where?
Add and type the name on your keyboard immediately.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, now it had come. So, okay. So I have shared the assignee as to Sakol K, and I'll just say okay here. Now let's do one thing. I have shared this activity with Kun Sakol, so he should be able to open this activity. Let's see one more feature. Kun Sakol, can you share your screen?
Okay.
If yeah, let's show one more feature to everybody.
Yes,
I have shared the
now-
activity with you, right? Now
Yeah.
go back to application server, which how will you do? On your right, can you see the application above? On your right.
You're right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there is application above, near project server above. No.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
correct,
see.
correct.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
that is how you switch. Okay.
And
Now
we
can
can-
you, yeah, no, you have to open the activity. Just 1 minute. No, this is for component. 1 minute, 1 minute. Do you see the folder on right beside Activity Explorer tab? There is a blue folder. No, on your right, on your right.
ไรไรเรื่องขวา
On your
one?
right, below.
Below ไหนวะ
On your extreme, 1 minute. On your extreme left, there is one Activity Explorer section. On your left, yeah. Can you see a folder on the same row? There is a folder, same row above. There is a folder, blue color. Yeah. You are just there, right? No. The one next to next. One more next.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now select the project. Yeah. Say next. And you can select the activity here. Yeah. Can you see the activity? Yeah.
ที่แชร์มาเมื่อกี้
Okay.
Say finish.
Okay, understood.
ที่แชร์มา
ใช่
Yes.
Okay,
Now,
understood.
what you can do, you can also modify the component in this activity. Now let's do one thing. I have already checked in all the component, correct? So the components have gone back to my previous, now let's find the component. What was my component? Go to Component Explorer.
Export here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Find TX.
See. Refresh it.
TX.
Yeah, yeah, let
TX
me
would be below.
Okay, see.
Yes. Go to
Expression.
my component was session, correct? It was
Yeah,
under which, yeah, in TRN. Yes, you can
double click.
get this. You can either double click or you can right click and say get. There are two
Okay.
options. Now you can make changes here. Can you try to make check it out
check out ก็ได้
That was check out.
under Teams?
Team,
Check
team.
out. Check
Okay.
out. So how do you understand if a component is checked out? Can anybody please tell me?
Yes. This.
Yeah,
This
there is a
icon.
black, correct, black icon. Now checkout is available for you, meaning you can make changes in the component. Now let's go and make some change. Go to form definition.
From definition, which where?
Yeah, 1 minute. Slowly. In the session, in below, you see different options like overview, script, source, user interface below.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so there is form definition.
Okay. So from definition here. Okay. Oh, I see.
Let's add one more field, okay? How will you add one more field?
มันจะแดกดรอปจากด้านขวามาพี่ด้วย
แต่ว่ามันแบกมาเนี่ย
พี่ด้วยลองซ่อนคอมโพเนนต์ด้านขวามา
No, not from here. What you need to do is click on
That's you?
the
No.
no. Yeah, that's it. No, 1 minute. Delete this. Yeah.
And here?
Yeah. Add table fields. Yeah.
Okay.
There will be a table which will be popped up.
You will be on the right hand side.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So
Now, can you select any one field and take it
Creation
on
date.
your sure. Creation date is already there, right?
Yes. I can
Select
put
something else. Item group is also there. Select lot controlled.
not control. Okay, this one.
Drag and drop below that. Yeah.
What am I doing?
Leave it. It will appear.
อั
Okay.
นนี้ต้องใส่แล้วถ้า
Yeah,
มันจอย
okay.
เทเบิลอื่นมาจอยอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
Now save this.
Uh-huh. Where the button
No,
save?
save is on the top left. Just below edit. Edit option is there.
ข้างล่าง edit ซ้ายป่ะ
Oh, okay.
Just below that there are two
Okay.
blue boxes.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them is save and another is save all. Okay. Now
Okay.
let's do one thing, Kun Sakol.
Yes.
You have taken this activity and you have made some changes, correct?
Yes.
Now
The
what
checkout?
if, yeah, it is checkout, correct? The component is checkout and it is with you. Don't check in right now. 1 minute.
Sorry.
I think we need to be little slow.
Yeah,
1
sorry,
minute.
sorry.
Don't do
Yeah,
anything.
Check
Don't
in,
check
check
in.
in.
No,
Check
don't
in now.
check in. No.
Okay.
I want to show you one feature. So let's assume if we are doing or we are developing a big change, okay, something which is complex. So we can also test the changes when we are in checkout mode. That means while testing, if I understand that some things need to be changed, I can do it again. So I don't have to check in and check out again and again.
Oh, okay. Understood.
Okay, now how to do it? What is your activity? ID WGCL training. Correct?
Yes.
Now, when you have to test this session, go back to your LNUI. Testing and viewing will always happen on LNUI. Yeah. Just refresh. Just for a moment, refresh this screen on the session screen. Can you refresh? No, not this.
no
not
ก็
this.
ขนาดต้องปุ่มขวาข้างๆปิงพี่ด้วย
Now what?
Yeah, the one.
ซ้าย
No.
There is one more.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Okay. So can you select on item data training only, the 0501? Can you filter it? 0501?
0501.
Okay, it's okay. Can you put it above? Above there is one box, right?
This one?
No. There is a box to enter. Yeah. So 0501. Just put 0501 M000. Put it 01 M000.
000. M0.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Tab out. So can you see this is the component which we were modifying?
Okay.
Yes, here.
Now,
No,
now
no.
if you see, yeah, now if you see whenever you take that component in your activity, which was the same activity which I have shared with you, right? I have shared the same activity with you, correct?
Yes, yes.
And hence it is checked out in 0003, the same activity in which I
Yeah.
also used to check out the component. Do you agree to it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's record, correct. Now I want you to test and see the changes, correct? Now go back to the menu. Here refresh this. There is also one more refresh option, right? Not this. In the menu, in the menu.
This one?
Yeah, correct, correct.
Okay.
Remove the session. Yeah, refresh again. Now go back to options below that you see. Debug and profile. We need to set the activity first. Yeah, debug and profile. Set
Okay.
the activity first. Select application name. Zoom it. Zoom. Yeah. Select
Okay.
activity application. Say OK. Activity name will be what? Can you suggest?
This one.
Yeah, correct. Select that. Say OK. And say OK from this session. Above. OK. Yeah. Now, can you go to run program, which is under option, the first option. The under option here on the left.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you put this session code TXTRN 0501 M000.
Yeah.
Execute.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No. Yeah. Okay. Can you go on right and can you see if you can find lot controlled field for you? Yeah,
Okay.
see it's visible. So what I want to tell you here, even if you have not checked in the component, but you are in that activity, correct? In LNUI. And hence
Yes.
you can see that component.
Huh?
Hence you can see those changes, correct? Even if you have not checked in.
Okay.
The same your colleagues can also do. I mean, if they can connect to the activity in LNUI and open this session, they can see lot controlled field available.
Okay.
Because they are in your
Understood.
activity. Because they are in your activity. Okay. Now, one more important thing I want to show you. Let me just share my screen back.
Okay.
One important thing. What I was telling you is that we allow only one component modification at a time. Do you agree?
Yes. True.
Correct?
Correct.
So now this component is already checked out by you, Kunsakol.
Yes. Let me check in,
So
right?
no, wait. Before checking in, I want to show you that what happens if I try to check out. Can you see this?
Oh, I see.
That the session has already been checked out by this user and for this activity, and hence it doesn't allow me to check out.
Okay.
Meaning,
Understood.
what this means that a component, if is used by one user where there is a black tick means they are working on it. So I cannot access that component unless and until it is checked in and if I am in same activity. Now, can you check in the component?
Okay. Just wait a moment.
Yeah. If you can share the screen and show it to everyone.
Okay, I can share screen.
Yeah, sure.
Like it
Yeah,
here.
just try it. Yeah,
Okay, everyone can see.
correct. You can add any comments.
Okay, let me show the. Okay.
Okay, how do you understand it is checked in? Because it is of blue color, correct? And if everybody else want to see those changes without linking the activity, you need to end the activity, correct?
Again?
Yeah, because see, you have checked in the component. Why do we need to end activity? Now, what happens is, let's assume if I am, no, under Teams.
Okay.
You need to end 1 minute. You need to end the activity so that your changes will appear in the development VRC, which is ext VRC, correct?
Ah, I see.
Right
Understood.
now, your
Correct.
changes are in 003.
Correct. So can I click the activity?
Yeah, you can do that. And
Okay,
close
before we
option
share
should be
from-
no.
Let's do.
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Now here close activity, unselect the close activity option. No,
one?
not this. Close active. Okay. Anyway, it has gone. So if you see when you select all the component, can you select all the component?
Okay.
Both the component. So if you see there is a close activity option at the bottom. No, 1 minute. Don't say
Oh,
okay.
here. Okay.
Yeah. So uncheck that.
Okay. Already check it. Uncheck.
No,
Okay.
you can click it. Yeah, you can click it and say okay. Because I will explain you. Okay. Okay option. Yeah. I will explain you why we don't do close activity and what are the different status of an activity. You can say close here. And you can below see the percentage it is progressing to, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you see it has gone back to B61O EXTVRC, your component.
So component.
This one. No. The one which is available like TXTRN 0501.
Which one?
0501. This one. Yeah. No, on your left only.
Left.
Okay, this one. Okay.
Yeah, it has gone back to EXT, right? It was previously under
Oh,
0003.
okay. Yeah. Understood.
So now, can you go back to LNUI? One last thing before we end today.
Okay.
Go back to your LNUI. I want you to remove the activity. Go to debug and profile. First, close this session. Close this session. Debug and profile. Remove the activity here. Your activity name, remove it. Say OK. Now you are not linked to your activity, right? Now open the session, item training data that you see here in your favorites. The one beside that.
Yeah, so we can click here.
No, there is also a session readily available, right?
Okay.
The third session.
Where do I go?
Item training data, right beside that. No. Item training.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So now you are not in your activity. Still, you will be able to see lot controlled field. Why is that? Because you have checked in the activity and you have ended the component. That means it is available in development VRC. Got it?
Okay, got it. But my question, if we don't end activity, we still the other guys still see what happened in the UI screen, right?
Yeah, because
What
then
is-
they have to connect to your activity.
Oh, I see. Because we share the activity, so that's why.
Yes. Yeah, I have shared the activity. That's why.
Okay, understood.
Okay, so I think for today, that's it. We are almost at the end of the meeting hours also. You have any questions and let me know if you understood the session today.
Yes. Just me one question. If in the share activity scenario, okay, those who has assigned the activity, they are able to see this lot control, but how do they know this activity is closed or not, whether it's closed or not, in activity or not? Because the
End activity, see, if you don't do end activity, the component will be available in your activity VRC. So the way by which you understand if the end activity is done or no is first of all by understanding if it is blue, if the tick mark is blue over there, if there is a blue highlight. Otherwise, the second option is under sessions or under any other component you can see the VRC will be activity VRC and it will not be your development VRC.
เจอเลย
มันจะไม่ใช่อีกที
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Any questions from today's session? Any feedback?
Yeah, no, not now. Please, after the end the session, please share the screen on the info.
Actually, yeah, sure. But actually,
material, no, share material.
Yeah, for material, okay, fine. How much I have covered today, I will share. No problem.
Okay, yes, I see only day one.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so
Okay,
after
see you
session
tomorrow.
we
Yeah.
will train ourselves. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, please, you can try.
Okay.
And let me know if you have any questions after you do that today. And tomorrow, we will see some more topics of LN Studio, some basic topics. And then we will create domain. We will create table definition. We will
Okay.
also create a simple session based on the new table. Right now, what we did, we created a session based on standard table, correct? The TCIBD 001. But tomorrow, we will create a session based on new table that we build. All right?
Okay.
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 Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
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 Recording.